It's
Again.
bloody low. Don't know why.
I'm
I'll take a
missing.
look into that.
I'm missing Ben.
Well, I'm live,
Oh,
so
I'm right
Ah.
here.
Okay. I'm missing
I'm
Ben and Mike
live!
because they're at the weird.
I'm live.
Hello, his audience.
Hello.
I will go live on my end as soon as I've sorted this. Oh, Bobby's over there. What am I doing?
To everyone in my audience, which is Red Moogle at the moment, Midge is having a mare.
As always.
It's a day of the week.
Fucking hate Streamlabs.
I like Streamlabs.
I
hate
like
it.
it for a lot of things because it's much better than normal OBS.
Hell
Wow.
yeah.
I
It's
tolerate it.
So buggy comparatively. But
It's
I
all I've ever
can't.
known. It never
I'm not
fails.
allowed to open my mouth, so I won't.
Shut up! You've already done it.
I don't use Streamlabs or anything.
It's
Yep,
sad
that's
that there are 1,600 people watching Stardew Valley, but only 30 people watching Graveyard Keeper. Graveyard Keeper has cannibalism.
And zombies.
I have a lot of them.
That's its defining factor. That's what makes it different from Stardew Valley.
You could
cannibalism.
also liposuction the fat out of someone, render it down into oil, then fry fish in it.
Or your own meat.
I mean, I
Alright.
wouldn't take your own meat out.
This sounds like
No, well, you know what I mean.
Or you could
Yeah,
grow
rival.
some onions and some cabbage. You can
Are
make
you
some
not
delicious
streaming on
human burgers.
Twitch anymore?
I'm not for this.
Right. Okay. Oh,
Dude,
was
I
was
need
going to be
to
on your channel as well.
concentrate, okay? I
I'm
have
sorry.
to concentrate so hard. I don't have time for setting up OBS when I need like 50 tabs open so that I can Google like dogs and shit.
You can do that with one tab.
Where's Mr. Midge?
Pictures
I wasn't
Maybe
gonna-
you
Calm
can.
down.
Okay, good for you.
I just have a side tab open with all cats. Kittens, mostly. Just whenever
There
it
is
goes...
someone named Midge on Twitch that's not Midge.
Well, it's
This
been
one
around
on-
games 1, isn't it? Presuming there's.
And then there's the Midget Asian, which I don't think that's Midge either.
No.
Hmm.
And then there's Midge Maddie. I don't think that's Midge either.
No.
Almost there, guys.
We've
They
got
should
a
just
Prime
turn out the
advert going on your channel right now.
There's no point in me
Just
opening the fucking anyone's
love the
Twitch
thrift
chat
store.
anymore. Because it just exploded. My internet doesn't like Twitch chat.
Ooh.
I love the thrift store.
Oh.
Midge, you don't know what Roach is planning for our op, do you?
He's Halo, isn't he?
I have no idea. That's why I asked.
I believe he's doing Halo.
Oh dear.
Halo.
All I know is that the protagonist is a master chef, and
Played all the games, that's what it is. Goes around cooking meals for the aliens. Wait, am I thinking of something else?
Is he called Rodden Gamsey?
Yeah, Rawdon Gamsey, well known.
Warden Camps.
He just shouts at them.
He was actually a character in Tech Corp as well. I could use as an endorsement for my new product. Rodden Gamsey. I'm not making that shit up. Downside of having 3 monitors, my desk has gotten even fuller.
Right. That'll
Yeah,
I'm running 3 monitors and 2 computers. So.
It's not a fucking pissing contest.
Yes, it is.
Oh, I have,
Well,
I have
actually,
4
I've got-
computers.
Well, actually, I've got no desk at all, so you can all thank yourselves.
I mean, I got a laptop next to me, but that's a different
I got 4 monitors on one computer.
Yeah, but they're all your monitors are of a wonky resolution. They don't count.
No, my primary is 1080.
Yeah, now it is.
Yeah, and it's curved. It's beautiful. It's 32
I have.
inches.
An amusing bottle opener.
I have an amusing bottle opener.
I have an abundance of notes as well.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
I am
please-
live.
That's my next drawer over.
Uh,
I have a plush alien with working mouth dongle.
Oh
All
god.
right.
Okay.
I'm
And I
worried about
have-
you.
Gotta
This,
love a
which
good
it should
doesn't
working
stand
mouth
every 10
dongle.
seconds.
It should also be a Pez dispenser as well. You could-
Oh, it's actually out of.
Again, if anyone needs my Twitch link to share it around, it's in the in-game Roll20 chat because I can't open any more tabs anymore.
I'm liking the fact we're all in black and white on Midge's channel.
Yeah, except me.
Yes.
So you made those, you set those lights up. You're gonna fucking enjoy them whether you like it or not.
You will enjoy those lights.
I paid £20 for these. I'm gonna fucking use them.
Right.
The delay is really weird.
So, let me change the music up just 2 seconds. As much as I love that piece of music, which I need to go back to.
Okay, looking good. Looking good.
So, welcome all
Um,
back to Call of Cthulhu. This is the Kingfisher Files, and this is Case 1, The Curse of St. Craythorne.
No one's dead yet.
Last week,
Oh, hey, ho. You just wait.
none of the player characters are dead yet.
Give it 10 minutes. Give it 10 minutes.
do you want me to make you guys do this intro, or shall I keep going?
What's in it for us?
Nothing, except I won't kill you.
Yeah.
Wait.
I
You
feel
won't
like
kill
not
us?
there.
Like we get a
Well,
free pass at not death?
Maybe. We'll see.
I
Anyway,
mean, maybe.
last
Don't get our
time,
hopes up like that.
our investigators actually began investigating, and
So I.
they continued their search for information through the library, as well as one of them took a exploration of the local churchyard. But it was what they found towards the end of the session that really got them riled up. They found something hidden, or somebody watching. Because in the secret room of the inn at the Chesterfield, they found a secret compartment in behind one of the paintings. The
In the
only
secret
painting of the
room of the pub at the
Scary.
Chesterfield, we found the secret room.
Well, you found a storage room, but you found a secret viewing point
Oh.
where people might have been watching you. And then Borgvard, unbeknownst to the rest of the party while packing, found another viewing point.
Dum, dum, dum.
And in his attempt to examine the viewpoint, knocked himself out.
That's me.
I
So,
forgot about that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to do this so early on, but would everybody but Borgvard take off their headphones?
Oh my goodness.
Oh, here we go already.
Yay, I'm special.
So, Borgvard, you sink into a deep place beyond sleep. And due to the blow to the head, you begin to dream. You are climbing. It is an icy, icy fiord. You have climbing picks in hand, and you are dressed in furs.
Query.
Yes.
How am I holding climbing picks?
Well, you have your hand still.
Oh, tricky girl. Okay, no, continue.
It is strange at first, but because of this dreamlike state, you don't really realize it, and you just continue to climb. This almost feels warm to you, despite the freezing fjord. It's as if it's a memory of when you were younger. You're climbing, and you're climbing, until finally, you pick into the ice and it gets stuck. You cannot remove it. Can you roll a strength for me?
Fuck me, I didn't even have Roll20 open. I forgot that we're using it.
I will take a standard dice roll, but you'd still need it open to see your.
Oh, okay, I don't even know what my
You
doodle
need to
is.
see your character sheet.
Yeah. I don't think I'm very strong. All right, I'm almost there. Logging in. Character sheet.
Oh,
Gunderson.
hold on, I need to refresh. My connection to the server's gone weird. Apparently.
Yeah. Yeah. I can't get any information from the server.
Has Roll20 just gone down?
Wait, it's loading up this time.
Yeah, it did for me this time as well. Weird. Okay. But yes, if you give me a strength roll.
So, I can't get my character sheet's blank right now.
Oh, that's
Hang on,
good.
Let's try this one. I'm gonna try loading the website one.
I'll see if I can open your character sheet.
Oh, it looks like it loaded this time.
Yeah, no, your character sheet's not.
No,
blank
yeah.
now.
No, yeah. Well, I mean, it was just white. There was nothing there.
Yeah.
Okay, but I'm good now. Okay, strength.
Yep.
80 then. It's the green diddle, right?
I believe so.
Oh, that's a spectacular fail.
And with that, you can't remove it. It's stuck. You manage to stab your grips in, and you just can't get it. And then you notice on the handle that it's damp. But you're in the cold. Why would it be damp? All liquid is frozen. And then you remove your glove away. Move your glove away from the pick. And you notice the liquid is stained. You touch it to your lips.
Ooh, wow, whoa,
It's
that's my first instinct. Got it. No, I'm on board.
It's blood. Your pick is covered in blood.
Okay, it's fine.
You brush at the icy rock face in front of you. And it reveals, frozen in the ice, a humanoid face.
Mm-hmm. Do I recognize said face?
Give me an intelligence roll plus a sanity check.
Okay, so okay. Ooh, not bad. Gonna take that. And sanity.
Yep.
That sanity in.
Remember, you want to fail sanity
Wait,
rolls.
so did I just extreme fail my sanity check?
Yeah.
Ah! Whoops!
Well, you know this face. This face is oh so familiar to you.
Granddaddy?
It is your own,
Oh!
but different.
Older?
This face is, you don't know how to put it, but you think it's corrupted. The eyes are hollow, and there are pustules and bubbles all over it. It is sickening, and it shocks you. It shocks you to your very core, and without thinking, you fall. You lose your grip and begin to fall from the mountain. And I need you now to roll 1d6. Three. Have you lost any sand already?
No, my sanity is full.
Okay. So remove that sanity, and I will get everybody.
Was it
put
just
on their
3
headphones.
sanity? 3 sanity?
Yeah, you lose 3 sanity.
Okay.
Nope, the music's starting again.
Jolly good. We're already behind.
Dear God.
Cthulhu charades.
Fishing
with
and
that,
swimming.
Borgvard, you rouse on the floor of your small holiday.
Oh
Inn,
my
I guess.
goodness.
Bleeding from the forehead. I also need you to take 1 point of physical damage because
Again?
you. Oh no, did you already do that last time?
Yeah, we already
Yeah,
did.
you did. Okay, no worries.
Okay, I was like, am I really bleeding this much?
From the you've already taken the wound,
Yeah,
and there
I
is
have.
a hole where the thing was, but it hasn't got all the way through it. There's just a large dent in the wall. But you rouse in your hotel room, a holiday room, whatever you want to call it.
Holiday Inn.
Well, it's not your holiday room for any longer, really. What would you like to do?
Maybe
I
get
would
some
like to
help
get
with
the
that.
fuck out of here.
Okay, so you pack up the rest of your things and start heading outside. What are the rest of you doing?
Well, I packed my things and went outside as well.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
we called a car, didn't we?
Yeah, we were waiting for the cars.
have you actually called for the car yet?
Yes.
Someone went to reception to call the house. I think Flash did.
You went back inside, did you? Forest.
Sorry, I keep just calling you Flash.
Just call me Flash.
Called
It's fine.
That's what
fine.
threw me. There's nothing Flash about his name. So yeah, okay. Forrester's called the car. The rest of you find yourselves together in the square, which is when you see Poppy exit the funeral parlor, who is in there making some last minute checks before the funeral. They had a meeting there, which is the reason he left Arthur and Forrest earlier in the day. But you see him exit, and he's kind of confused to see all of you stood outside the Chesterfield.
Who's Poppy?
Hello there. Bobby.
Bobby.
He's
Bobby,
the one
okay.
who was in the pub. Did
Right,
you
gotcha.
go to the
Yeah.
house with him this morning?
Military crew.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you-
Team
you-
military.
I heard Poppy.
Oh,
That's all.
sorry.
Oh,
That was the only thing. I heard Poppy. I was like,
That's
I'm sorry, is this
only
a
on the
character from
weekends.
week one that I don't know?
I'm only Poppy on the weekends.
Only Poppy on the weekends.
Love it. So what are we all doing?
I'm going to walk over to them.
Dabbing my face blood off of myself.
your face blood.
Yeah, you guys, it's not hard to miss, but Morkvod has a large gash on his head.
Did he just walk out then?
Yeah, you're all out. You kind of all come
It's
out.
taken
Oh,
a couple
okay, I didn't
trips to
realize
move.
you could come.
It takes
okay,
me I have to
sorry.
go in and out, in and out.
No,
in
well
and
then the
out,
first
in
time you come out, I'm gonna come up to you like, "Are you okay? What happened?"
Oh, I was attacked in a nightmare.
Attacked?
You what?
Who attacked
was-
you?
There was it's fading from memory, but I fell over and I went to sleep, quickly like, and
You-
then
You fell over. You knocked.
It-
You knocked yourself out.
I don't know the words in English. I fell over and then I went to sleep.
You knocked yourself out. Either that or you're fainting. If you fainted, that's fine as well.
I mean, that works.
Okay. Well, I mean.
Also, there was another creepy looking hole in my room.
Another.
Oh wait, another one. And this was in the luxury suite.
Yes, they saw me in, in my nothings.
Oh, you're Adam costume. I get it.
In my nothings. Okay. Blushing. Just somebody blushing. You just mentioned nudity. It's.
So-
Boy. Now I have to imagine you naked.
I mean, you don't have to, but it's an option.
No, I didn't say that out loud. This is what Artemis is thinking in her head when she's imagining you naked, which she's doing and blushing. Okay. I guess I will go and find you some health med aid. First aid. Something like ice or.
Where are you planning to get ice from, considering you're not allowed back in the Chesterfield?
No one saw me.
Oh, that's very true. You were not seen.
Yep.
I'm just little Artemis, local strange girl who reads a lot.
The local farmer.
I
No.
suppose I could go back in there as well, seeing as
Yes,
Yeah, funny that.
you don't know about what happened in the thing. You just know that they're all stood outside.
Yes,
There
someone
was
should.
it was the creepy hole.
And yeah, this is the first time you're hearing of what's being referenced as creepy holes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's
So,
true.
Bob, you remember that room we didn't enter in the pub?
Yes.
Well, apparently there was some kind of peeping hole with a door behind it, and Lord, I was gonna say
Hartwell.
Farquhar, but Lord Hartwell here spotted it and more or less ripped the door off, and we found a secret room and some more strange things.
Mm.
Yeah,
So,
a
it's all
room
bit,
with
yeah.
a table and a lamp.
You found a store cupboard, basically.
Yeah.
Any mops?
No mops.
Oh, well, I'm not interested then.
Oh,
Mop fetish.
Well, so, what's the plan then?
Well, I need to find a new residence because I just got kicked out for nothing.
That sucks for you. I'm going to the big house.
Yeah, to jail. That's right, you are.
are you muted, Kazoo?
Yeah.
Fuck. I've been talking for 5 minutes.
I was like, you've not said anything for a while. I feel like Arthur would be saying things.
Yes, I have been saying. Oh yeah, laceration on the neck. You know what? You know what they're like. Sometimes your vocal cords fall out. Yeah, simple. But yes.
Let me just put it back in this.
Yes. Arthur just packs the vocal cords back in. Yes, we when I asked the landlady about the peepholes, she said she knew nothing about them, but then lunged from me, so I'm disinclined to believe her. Yes, so we're going to go to the Bexley estate, see if we can find some accommodation for Willem, and well, discuss our next move from there. Care to join us?
Yeah, sure, I'll tag along. I'm free now. I think I've sorted all my arrangements out for the day.
My condolences.
Oh, of course, yes.
It's alright. Thank you.
It's
What about you,
about
Optimus?
this time. No, go ahead.
Are you joining us?
Me? Yes.
Artemis.
Artemis.
Oh,
Artemis doesn't sound like Bobby.
I didn't hear that. I just said,
I
are you
checked.
joining us?
I think that there's quite a lot to discuss with regards to the town, given the events of today.
Indeed.
So that's a yes,
know
then.
the town best, so your input is well valuable.
It's weirder than Sweden.
I don't doubt it.
So after about 5 more minutes of just idling in the town square, a couple of the cars from the house, because you did request more than one, appear. Each of them can take up to about 4 passengers. No, 6 passengers. 2 in the. Oh no, these all. 3. Up to 9 passengers. A tight squeeze. Because they're 333.
That's a carriage.
That's a minibus.
Because they have the
It's a
back
short
seats
bus.
facing each other, and then
Yeah.
3 front seats. So,
Like
and
a
there's 2
little-
of those. So they come. I cannot remember the make. I
So
think
one
we're-
for you guys and one for my luggage.
I think they're 2 Austin. But yeah, because of Borgard's large amount of luggage, they'll need this. And one of the drivers comes out. He notices obviously Byron and Hartwell, who are staying at the house, and also he recognizes Artemis from around town. He's like, "Oh, are you all coming up to the house?" And I'm guessing you all say yes.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Bob
I'll be grabbing a
Hey,
bike. I'll be following you guys.
Wait, what?
Dog.
Okay. So yes, right, that's fine by us. Just follow on, and they get you all inside, and you begin to travel.
I'm following with the bike.
Yes, yeah. He said that's fine.
Mhm.
And you all begin to travel to Bexley Hall.
What's the seating arrangement?
How
She
would
wants
you
to know
like?
whether she's sitting next to Hartwell because she's
There's
actually
two possible
terrified of him.
vehicles with there's two possible vehicles with a lot of traveling room. So how would you like to take this?
Well, how
flight?
much luggage is actually taking up? Like, is there, you know, a
One row of
booth?
3 plus the well, no, they have exterior cages.
You don't put Tanobo's luggage on the exterior. It goes inside in a
Wait.
seat.
Well, he's good. Yes, you do. Don't be that pedantic.
Hey, this is my character. He can act however he wants.
And that's the response from the driver.
Don't be pedantic.
Because the cages have like a cover, so they're kind of like a boot. They've got like a rain cover and then a wire cage beneath.
Can I try and charm Artemis? I'm a ladies' man.
Okay, go for it. But I think it will be up to Artemis what the DC on these rolls is. Well, that's a
Do I think
fail.
it's
Well, you
high?
failed.
Even though you failed,
bad.
I want to hear what you've said in terms to try and charm her, because
Oh, it's just general chit chat. I'm just trying to break down the ice walls in front of me.
do it. I want to hear it.
You want to hear me talk?
Roleplay.
Okie
Who else is
dokie.
in this car? Who else is in this car?
Wait,
I assume I've got in a car and you've just got in after me.
No, I got him first.
So,
There's your fail.
We'll say Hartwell. We'll say Hartwell, Quirk, and Artemis are in one car. Borgvard, the luggage, and Byron are in the other, and then Willem is tagging along on his motorbike behind, looking flash.
Looking flash. Wrong
Well,
character.
he's just there. Yeah, evil.
Does he
Knievel.
have the bike goggles on?
I do now.
I like the idea. He's got those tiny tinted glasses that he puts on.
Oh shit! I saw a pair of those at the thrift store today. Should have brought those. Damn it.
Oh my goodness.
Like Spy Kids. Yes, I want to hear you. If you
Okay,
want to
fair
charm
enough.
her, I want to hear you charm her.
good start.
Yeah.
Bearing in mind, you have failed, so don't
Oh,
use your
absolutely.
best material.
Yes. I've totally failed. So that's very easy. I'll just be natural. Cheer up. Okay, it's not going to be that bad. It's going to be terrible. Right. So, Artemis, have you lived here all your life?
Yeah.
Or maybe you could regale us with some lovely stories of the local area. I'd be fascinated to hear anything that's happened in the region.
Oh, well, I was very sickly as a child. I haven't particularly travelled outside to the local area that much.
See, getting shut down already. It's really easily done. I have many years of experience in bars in Leicester. Really, nothing at all. Not anything. No?
I suppose I go to the library quite often.
Okay. So, Bobby, I understand you served.
What's that? Yes. I was just very deliberately trying not to pay attention to that conversation.
See?
I have skills in that.
I can't hear
Staring
those
out the
things.
window.
Skills and not paying attention.
Yes.
You have no idea.
Oh,
Mastered it.
what are you doing to the stream, Midge?
Yeah, it's getting all weird.
Yeah, I know it is.
What have you done?
Just deal with it. Just deal with it.
I'm staring into the infinite depths.
Oh, I got cut in half on that.
I'm somewhere out there.
Okay. Anyway, carry on with your conversation.
What conversation? You've shut me down.
No, you with Bobby.
Oh, I was trying, but he went.
I'm staring
no.
out the window now.
Yes.
What the fuck? That's not
Yeah,
what
maybe. It was in the Navy.
Where did you serve? What ship?
The HMS Britannia.
Ah. See any action?
Well, you know.
Okay, can I just point out that all of you will have heard of the Britannia if you were British, because it sank and it was
Yes,
in
it
the
did.
papers.
But was he
so-
on
the
it
one
when
that
it
hit him?
sank?
Yes,
that
I
one of the
was.
ones that hit a mine?
Can I have a rundown?
It sank.
That's
I think
it.
it got quite close to the end of the war. I think it was one of the last ships to sink, wasn't it?
Yes.
Like
Pretty much.
1918. But yeah, and
But-
Why specifically would it be in the paper just because it was a big one and
Its namesake is Britannia. So you know, it's like the idea of being. It was like and it was a what's it called? Oh, what class of ship was it?
It
So-
was a King Edward the
Battleship,
Seventh
wasn't it?
class pre-dreadnought.
Yeah, it was a dreadnought, so it was a big
I
ship.
just happened
Big
to know
fuck off
that
boat.
off the top of my head. It definitely did not pull up the Wikipedia article.
I don't mind you pulling out the Wikipedia
I-
article. If
Totally
because you
believe you, Ben.
lost?
I completely believe you there. I mean, why would you lie about something like that?
It was sunk in the North Sea, 1918 by
wait,
U-50.
Britannia or Britannic?
Britannic was a
Britannia.
cruise ship. It was the sister ship of the Titanic.
Hmm.
the Britannia.
Did
Britannia.
I spell it wrong? How have I spelled it so wrong that
Aren't you British?
I'm not? I don't.
Like the song Rule Britannia.
Britannia ruled the world. Are you kidding me? Okay, I'm not.
I've just sent you the link.
Won't give. Okay, thank you.
No, that's the yacht. Shit. I just saw the HR.
Right?
This is the right
It
one.
won't-
And the HMY you picked up, didn't you?
Yeah, I
It
found the right one
won't-
now.
it
I
won't.
found the right one now. Turns out there's a lot of
See?
HMS Britannias. Would you believe
It's
it?
not so easy to just pull up the Wikipedia.
It took 10 seconds.
Yeah, I know you did it perfectly. Apparently, American Google is more interested in.
He's not an
maybe-
American.
No,
Wales,
you're-
well-known part of America.
No, you made the face.
We got Alex last week, actually.
Well, now you get to be part of Florida. Welcome.
Oh God.
I thought we were part of Florida last week. Jesus.
We were warmer than Florida.
It was hotter over there than it was over here. It was quite
Yeah.
mild over here.
40C, fuck me.
Okay, cool. All
Hey.
fixed. So, it's about now past all of that small talk that you make it to the Bexley Hall.
Could I, as I'm coming in and not talking to Borgvard, could I try and examine, have a quick look at the statues I saw on my way in at some greater detail now that I'm more awake and it's not dark?
You can try, but you
All
are
I
in a
need-
car. I would suggest maybe it's easier for you to go and walk towards them. You don't see anything more than you already saw.
Okay.
I've never been here before, and I am on a bike.
Oh, do you need me to read you the description, or are you okay with not having the description?
No, I just want to see if I find anything specific about it. If
I mean, if you want to pull over and have a look at these statues,
I will.
Okay, then give me a spot hidden, sir.
Yeah.
Nope.
I
They look
haven't
like
seen these
statues.
statues before either.
Pretty weird looking, but they're statues.
Yeah.
Deer things holding shields.
You've seen some regalia in your time. It's not uncommon for them to be a bit absurd.
Mm.
Have I been here before?
I saw some last week.
You've been here once as a child. Because a few times as a child, but never actually into the hall. They used to have, the village fair on the Bexley's, field,
Grounds.
and in the gardens. They used to have a church fete there, but that hasn't happened since the death of, Theodore's. Is it Theodore?
Yeah, Theodore.
Yeah.
Theodore's
Okay.
parents.
I would like to do a spot hidden on these statues as well. Then, since we're.
Again, you don't see anything. You're in a car.
Well, look at those statues. Aren't they just super weird?
You were very close to getting something though, because you rolled a 13 there.
Use your luck.
Use your luck.
Oh,
Use your
okay.
luck. You have
Would
too
it
much
have-
of it.
Okay.
I, you can either use your luck or you can try and
Push it. No.
Can I
We've
look
all
at this
seen what
factory
happens
scene
when
so
that
everyone else
happens,
is as
okay?
well?
I have a lot of luck. How many do I need to push it over?
A single point, I believe.
Yes.
Well, then,
yes.
fucking sold, because I have 90.
Fucking hell, you have a lot of.
I have
You are
31.
one lucky.
I'm Lady Luck me.
Yeah, I got 90 luck too, and shit still went down for me.
Give me the info. Give me.
I'm looking for it. Give me a moment.
I have 80 luck.
I have no idea how
31.
much I have.
70,
I'm gonna die.
I defend, so I'm not going insane. Last week or last session.
Oh, I have 75. I'm okay.
Was I the only guy who rolled shit for luck?
You're the only
I
guy
got,
who didn't-
I got
didn't get into luck.
45, so.
So,
I rolled crap for everything
the
else.
description I gave before of these was you have two figureheads of beautiful dark stone, one of which is both of them are depicting hooded figures. One with brilliant wings curled around the body. The other has the antlers of a deer, grasping a shield in one hand and pointing the other to the sky. The position it's holding its hand is this: two fingers up and the thumb out. You notice.
Let me just draw that.
Can you not just say two fingers thumb up and thumb out like
Nope.
a pistol?
What do you think?
Somebody
So like,
needs
it's like
to
they're
help
like finger gunning.
you
Boo, 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 boo.
there's something that just kind of pings in your memory from some reading you were doing a while back, but you notice that this is carved from bloodstone, which is
Is that a real
found-
thing?
found quite regular in the UK. It's a dark green stone with red speckles.
Makes perfect sense.
Bloodstone.
Yes, in this period it's also a birthstone for a couple of the months of the year, but they're made of bloodstone and they are very finely carved. Also, the shield on the one holding a shield is depicting the sigil of the Bexleys, which you can see on the main map, which I'll fling you back over to quickly, which is a rampant stag. Yes, a rampant stag on a field of bars that are diagonal.
Which
The
color?
Bexley Hall's crest.
It's made of stone, so there's no colors.
No, but I know the sigil, do I not? Anyway.
Okay.
I just mean because you've given us a black and white flag.
Yeah. Okay.
If I recognize it to be the sigil, I would know the sigil.
Yeah. Okay. The stag is gold, and the field behind the bars are black and a burgundy.
Ooh.
The Burgundians are as thick as rats.
But yes, you arrive at Bexley Hall, and to those of you who know him, good old keeper of the house. What's his bloody
Clifford.
Beauregard.
Clifton.
No, Clifford. Close enough.
Clifton.
Cliff. Good old Cliff.
Oh, right, Clifton.
Clifton.
Good
Sorry,
old
yes,
Clifton is there to greet you all and welcomes. Good welcome back, Master Ballroom and Lord Hartwell. I see you have brought guests.
Yes.
I am Borgfard.
Yes, Clifton. Could you? Is the Lady Bexley available?
Yeah, where is Maddie?
She is up in the study.
Yes. Do you mind if I go talk to her quick at speed before we?
Oh, of course.
Okay, yeah, I go up there at speed.
I will wait here with your friends.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. I sort of pat him on the shoulder and just go.
Okay. You rush upstairs,
Hmm.
which is kind of hard because it's a lot of stairs. It's not an easy up and down.
He gets like tired halfway. It's like, oh fuck this.
Well, yeah, you get tired about the point you have to turn to the left to go over to the balcony over the main
Yeah.
hall. And you know where the study is because
Yeah.
I believe you're staying in a room very close to it.
Yes,
The South Suite.
indeed. But yes, I'm just gonna go knock on the door.
The door's actually open.
I knock on it anyway, it's just courtesy.
Okay. She turns around.
Uh,
Oh, Arthur,
Yeah.
are you back so soon?
Yes, Maddie. If quite a lot to explain, but in the short term, there's some unpleasantness down at the Chesterfield, and a couple of gentlemen, one of which you met last night, the Baron Borgvard Gunderson. Yes, they require somewhere to lodge for the next few days. There's a lot to ask, but I don't suppose you could put them up in some of the spare rooms if you have any available.
One moment. She stands up and she goes to the panel of buttons that are by the door, and she presses one of them, and then about a minute and a half later, somewhat faster than you got up there, but Clifton arrives at the door. He just goes, "Yes, madam." The people outside, you might want to find rooms for them. A couple of them are guests for the party anyway, but it seems there might have been a little bit of an incident out at the Chesterfield, and they require rooms. And he goes, "Very well, madam." And he then turns around, he kind of gives you a sort of an annoyed glance, Arthur, and then he goes downstairs, and then you who are outside see him. "Who is it that will be staying?"
I'm guessing me and the gentleman over here.
All of us.
Oh, not quite. I I only live across the way.
Yes, I'm alright, thank you.
Okay then.
Okay,
That's
so
very nice
the
here, and
tall
you're a
gentleman and the maimed gentleman. Can I get the tall gentleman and the maimed gentleman to roll a d6, please?
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Okay.
Oh, okay.
1 and 2.
Oh, okay.
That's not a good sign.
No, that is really not good.
No, I speak DM. That's a really, really bad sign.
Manic laughter.
It's okay.
Vince, you sound like me when I shot that dude off of that zip line the other day.
Yeah, no, that's true.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
I will say, just out of context here, nobody has pulled the worst room. You're quite lucky in
Well,
that
thank
one.
fuck for that.
Oh, good.
Borgvard, you are. I know he claps, and a number of servants come out to grab all of your bags from the cars. He then shows all of you inside, and says, "Would the two gentlemen who are staying like to follow me? I will show them the rooms. The rest of you, please be comfortable within the hall." And you are just sat in the enormous architectural feat that is Bexley Hall.
Can I spot hidden, please?
On the hall?
Yes. It's got lots of architecture. There might be something there.
Sure, go for it. What are you looking for specifically? What are you looking at?
Looking at like the bit between the ceiling and the roof. You said there was like statues built into the ceiling.
That was at the church.
Was it? Okay, in which case, shut up, Chris.
I'd be looking around at the big room.
In this room, there's multiple the remnants of where walls have been knocked down within the hall. That's what was round the top in this one.
I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. It's clarification. But yeah. Do you want? So you want to look at the architecture as well?
I'd just be looking around in
Okay.
general, just sort of
Yeah, sure.
gazing. Is it the green one?
It's the green
Yes.
one, yeah.
Green
Yeah.
one.
It's a really, really lovely hall. It's really beautiful. It's astonishing.
Oh my
this
god,
place.
I'm failing so
Wait,
badly
there's
today.
bookcases, isn't there?
These are bookcases, yeah.
Yeah, there's loads and loads of bookcases.
Oh,
I'm gonna wander over to the
shit,
bookcases and just-
Are
son.
you sure you're not going to
Randomly
stay
browse.
here?
I'm off to read some books.
Yeah, there's an amount. There's a huge. You also notice that. These bookcases are tall. They go up to this balcony area that's above, which has more rooms above. Yeah, these balconies are tall. These bookcases are tall, and there is along one of the walls one of those ladders on wheels to maneuver across the that is fixed
I like
underneath
those.
the balcony layer
I mean, I
and
like those.
slides along the. So it's the far wall here is just adorned with bookcase.
My
But
goodness.
Borgvard and Willem, you are led upstairs, and at first they head to Borgvard's room. Borgvard, you are taken north, straight up to the top section of the hall, and you are led to a room just around the corner, known as,
Can we label the rooms with who's in them?
if you want to, yes. You are led to the Black Room. The Black Room. This room is black. Very black. The walls are unusually dark for even painted walls. The furniture is befitting a very gothic style and is also black with gold gilded rims. The furnishings are all gilded with this brilliant gold, leaving this very dark but very expensive looking room. Other than that, it's got everything you need.
Okay, the first thing I want to do is check for creeper holes.
Okay. What are you checking? There's
The wall.
a number.
I'm going to inspect the walls, like if there's any paintings
So,
or
Stop
anything
tearing
like
there
that.
walls
are
I just,
and
no
stuff off the wall.
paintings.
just want to go along the walls. And I want
There
to
are
look
no
for creeper
paintings
orifices.
in this room. But when you
Okay.
touch the wall, because you motioned that you were touching,
Tapestry.
it doesn't feel like wood or stone. It feels like cold to the touch. It's almost like it's all black marble, but there's no speckles as if it was marble. This is a very unusual stone.
But it is stone.
You surmise.
I've seen stone before.
The closest thing you would liken it to is stone, but it does not have the appearance of stone, just black.
Okay, can I just so I touch it and it's like cold and hard?
Yeah.
Like knock it. Does it
Like
if
touching
I like
marble.
knock on it, does it sound hollow or solid?
Hollow, then solid, then hollow, then solid.
Gotcha. Okay. This is
Like
fine.
there's multiple layers of wall.
Gotcha.
But there's no artwork in the room.
It'll do.
Surprisingly. There's
I kind of like it.
there's a desk. There's a lovely four-poster bed which is also gilded gold, with black sheets, black pillows. There's a cabinet and dresser. There's a desk, chair, anything you might require.
Gotcha.
And there's also a set of buttons, much like in every room you surmise, that contact the staff.
Forrest, which room are you in?
The north suite he's in,
No, he's in. Oh,
I believe.
Which one? What north? Which the north?
Hang on,
suite,
I can
got it.
check. Yes, he's in the north.
Okay.
He's in the north suite, I believe. He's in.
Wait, wait. Oh wait, no.
Oh.
I'm not in the north suite.
no,
I'm
you're in the
black.
black room.
No, sorry,
Okay,
I was just.
So, Willem,
Yes.
you are led to the room that is labeled B8.
Oh, okay.
Hit.
This is. Well, I'm not going to really reveal the title of this room, but the room you enter, it has baby blue walls and a four-poster bed, a large bay win. Oh no, sorry, B5, not B8.
Oh.
That's my
Oh.
sorry.
Okay.
Now we have to start the whole game over.
It's fine.
Right,
You should be able to
B5.
read it.
Okay.
Soft lock the
B5.
campaign.
No, the room. I read the room below its number out.
Is it still baby blue though?
Yes, this is the
Okay.
right one. So this has baby blue walls and a four-poster bed. A large bay window seats looking over the grounds. Curiously, there are a number of showcases around the room. These display taxidermy butterflies. The butterflies are meticulously labeled and categorized. Would you like to do anything in the room?
Once I'm done writing.
Yep.
I would like to do a spot hidden first.
Okay. Go for it.
If I can find it. Oh, there we are. Ooh, that's a fail. That's 35.
You don't really notice anything.
Hmm.
You're
would
too
like-
preoccupied with the events that unfolded at the Chesterfield, and you
Is there
just kind of focus on bringing your bags in.
other question? Is there like a table where I can put my typewriter on and all that?
Yeah, there's a desk.
Okay.
You get the impression that all the rooms here are luxurious enough to have a desk.
I'd also like to roll a history check on the taxidermy butterfly, see how old it is. If it's
Do you have a knowledge of taxidermy?
Ah, yes, I
ca-
maxed a particular skill.
it's
Look it
not
up.
in the list, so no.
No,
But
I
was
wouldn't
more
really
like the art.
They're not.
The,
They're
the
not
style of them.
dated.
Oh, they're not
not
dated. That's a shame.
They're not dated, so
No point in doing that then.
no. It's
So I do not have a balcony.
you do not have a balcony. You have a bay window that does press out, like hangs out over the exterior
Right.
of the property a bit.
Can
But
the
you
window
don't have-
open?
Oh yeah, the window's open.
Okay. What's the smell like in the room? Is it like a fresh coat of paint, or is it a bit musty?
Tiny bit musty. There's a little bit of a layer of dust. Not, but it is like clean sheets by the looks of it. It's been rejiggered.
I'm just gonna drop my stuff then and set up my typewriter.
Okay. The rest of you are gathering in the main hall of Bexley Hall. Mr. Quirk, Miss Sheffield, and Lord Hartwell have been offered tea, if you would like it, by one of the serving staff.
Yes.
Sure.
And those who went upstairs slowly gather in the hall, in one of the comfy seated areas that this hall poses, which it has a number of. It's not all just hall. So yes, folks, what would you like to be doing?
Right. Arthur is gonna just stand. Is Lady Bexley here?
Do you want her to be?
Yes.
Okay. She was working in her study, so you might want to ask her to. Did you ask her to before leaving?
I did not know, so I should probably. Right.
Okay, so you run upstairs.
Yeah. No, I walk this time.
Okay. You walk upstairs and
Yeah, I
you
just-
go back to the study where Lady Bexley is.
And I again just sort of lightly knock on the door and it's like, yes, I know that you're working right now, but there are some things I'd like to tell you in this discussion as well. Its information is, shall we say, sensitive, so and maybe pertinent. So,
Oh,
I'll understand if you're busy, but
but by all means, I was just doing the books, shall we say?
Yes.
She takes. You actually notice that she's wearing glasses. You didn't think she would. She's the sort of person to wear glasses, but this is a slightly unusual side to Lady Bexley. You don't normally see her in the working scenario, but she stands up from the bureau, closes the bureau, puts her glasses in, and follows you down the stairs, and joins you all in the hall. Clifton is standing by the door, should any of you need him. But there aren't any of the other serving staff.
You wouldn't happen to have anything stronger than just tea?
Well,
Someone's starting early.
and then
Also,
he
what's
just,
happened today?
he just points to his like subtle right, and there is a bar. There is a bar in this room.
Oh. hitting the bar
You-
early.
You get the impression that the Bexleys entertain a lot.
Mhm.
Every room has a
So-
bar.
In one corner, next to the recreation room, there is a bar. So in this
Well-
corner here, there's a bar that covers that corner. And there's a penny on the screen, so I'm going to lose all of you, and this whole discussion isn't going to happen.
Don't know what you're
is
talking
she
about.
standing on?
She's
Him.
on my chair.
Oh.
She's just in the chair with me.
See what I mean?
Don't know what you're talking about.
Right, I'm gonna pour myself a scotch. Anybody else want something a little bit stronger than tea?
Could I have grabbed a book on the way in? Just like
I'll
Yeah,
take one,
cool.
dear man.
run my hand along the nearest bookshelf on the way and just grab one at random.
What, gladiator
Yeah, of
style,
course.
just like.
Hold on.
I'm
Oh,
just
God.
sort of like browsing them all.
Yeah.
Oh.
Give me, where is my tin? Where is my tin?
And find a Necronomicon.
I specifically look for a book bound in human flesh.
Give me a spot hit note.
There's an
I have a
entire
district-
shelf of.
I mean, I could definitely do it.
You
I could-
find 8. Which one are you looking for? I don't know what
Which
I've
one
done
screams
with
the loudest?
I don't know what I've literally done with my literal pound of dice.
Hang on.
Is it behind
I've
something
got.
on the desk?
My house is southeast facing. If I threw this really well and accurately,
You'd eventually hit me, right? I've got
yeah.
one. Okay. The book you pick out is a memoir of the Boer War.
I could just be flicking through that then.
But
Time
Lady
being.
Bexley also turns to Willem and says, "Oh, if you're any good at making them, I'll have a martini."
Oh, I'll make one. I don't
Bit
have
early for you,
cocktail
isn't it,
skills,
Maddie?
but I'm guessing I know how to make a martini.
I think, yeah, I reckon you could bungle one together.
Yep,
Bungle it together.
that's risky, but you know.
That's the word you want to hear when you're like mixing alcohol. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think I might be able to cock it up. It's fine.
Would you like a dry
Um,
martini?
The wet one.
Surprise
Oh, it's
me.
either a dry or a dirty one.
Surprise me.
Right.
Yeah, and you notice that this is a very well-stocked bar with a lot of different spirits. There is also appropriate fruit. Kept
So
in
olives are there?
Yeah, it's a fruit and whatever garnish you need. Kept in a chilled. It's like a metal dish that's got like a layer of water with ice in it to keep it cool and fresh.
Oh, just make her a dirty martini then.
Okay.
Mm.
Do you need a recipe?
I can say you make the dirty martini. It's fine.
Yay.
I'm
Right.
sure if the player knows how to make, if you as the player knows how to make a dirty martini, your character will probably.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Now that everyone's vaguely gathered, even though half the people at the bar, the other half at the bookshelves, I'm just going to
standing
a.
around.
If you call to attention, I'll like maybe stop looking at books.
I'll just sort of like like cough quite loudly.
Yes, Arthur, you were going to say something.
Yes. Well, for the benefits of Lady Bexley and Bobby here, I'll quickly go over what happened in the Chesterfield. We well, as we were, oh fucking hell, my screen just gone to sleep. That's a bit scary. But yes, we were in the Chesterfield, where Lord Forestier noticed something quite strange about a poster on the wall of the VIP section. Namely, it had small indents in the eye holes of a character in the portrait. When he lifted it off, rather non-delicately, we'll say.
It was an accident, Maddie. Don't believe a word he says.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm glad. Well, I'd hope it wasn't an accident with what we found. We found a crawl space, well, not a crawl space, a area for someone to like peep in on the room from inside. There's like a secret doorway into a storeroom, as if someone was spying on the room. we went in to investigate. Naturally, when we came out, the local bobbies had arrived. We thankfully managed to convince them not to take us to the station for property damage, and yes, when questioned about the secret eye holes, the landlady claimed not to know anything about them, but then she lunged from me a few seconds later, so I'm disinclined to believe her. Borgvard, you said you found some in your room as well?
Oh yes, the creepy orifice in the wall.
Yes, indeed. So, we may be banned from the Chesterfield now, but in light of what's discovered, I can't say I'm too unhappy about that.
Hence, I lost my lodgings.
Good gosh, how rambunctious.
That's
no.
not the
Do
most-
stay.
Not the most ridiculous thing we found out today.
Oh, go ahead. She sits down on a chair and very much leans back into it. At this point, Willem hands her dirty martini, and she thanks him and is just looking very, very intrigued at everything.
Is this like a collection of sofas and chairs and things? Like what? How are we orientated? Please.
Okay, I have a drawing of this, but I don't have. I'm not good enough on graphics to be able to draw all of the furniture in this room. So I can tell you. So in the top right area, there is a bar. Just going to change the panel again so people can see. So in this top right area here, there is this bar area. Down here is the first collection of sofas. There's a two-man sofa there, a three-man sofa there, a two-man sofa there, and this is like a little reading nook with a table. Then there is also another set of sofas here, which has an assortment of singular chairs, sofas, and there's also a pool table there. And this is more of a sort of, you'd expect people to more socialize here. This is like, the chairs are further apart. It's more like for singular areas. And then we have the main dining table in this large section in front of the fireplace, closest to the kitchens. It's like, and then there's other things that populate the room. So there is, about this point here, there's a grand piano. There's numbers of other just assorted seats. There's a few more bookcases in between the windows on this wall. Yeah, it's very populated with chairs, so you could easily sit around all together.
Well, I'll drop down in one of the sofas, and I'm listening.
Arthur is standing about, pacing and gesturing very wildly with his hands.
I'll be
Um,
near Arthur. So
I
can hear him.
reckon we'd probably maybe be in this corner of sofas.
That's kind of where I assumed you were, because it's closest to the bar, really.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, me, Bobby, and old Forrest were in town
I'll
this
come
morning.
and sit down with my tea because I was
Yeah.
like over here somewhere.
Were this morning in town, and we thought, well, you remember how last night Mr. Lear was shouting on about Stephen Bell and how he sounded like he was on the verge of lynching the man?
Oh, I
For
plan to
suspect-
visit that man.
Well, too late. We've already been there. Well, no, you could still go back there, but I definitely would not recommend it.
Oh?
Yes. Well, we went to go
himself
there,
up
and
Keeps himself locked up pretty tight.
indeed, was it what 7, 8 locks on the door?
9 locks.
9.
Some of them
9 locks?
custom made.
Yes. Thankfully, managed to sweet talk him into letting us in. And well, the man looks. Well, to put it bluntly to all of you, the man's fucking blue.
Blue,
Not,
you say?
not like as in he's pale and ill or something like that. No, looks like he's being pulled out of a morgue. What's more, his entire physical appearance is rather disturbing. His hands are like wait a minute, Midge. Was right calling back here was not nothing too complicated, thankfully. Was Stephen like obviously very thin or very like large?
It's on the large side.
Okay, yeah, right. Yes, then that he was. Well, I mean, he's not a small man, but well, his hands seem quite weighty and maybe weighty like and maybe larger than they should be. His I I noticed strange like patches and bumps on the corners of his mouth. His neck
Are you
seemed like
muted, Bookford?
Ben, you're muted.
You're making fun of a man's hand. Wait.
He just ignores him. Yes, and his neck seemed very jowly, even for a man of his size. And
I'm gonna
most
roll. Mitch.
Mm-hmm. What are you rolling?
Mythos roll.
Oh!
I need everybody else to take their headphones.
For fuck's sake. I'm right.
I wasn't expecting this, but shit. Ah.
So, Willem, you've only heard rumor of this out of a place in America. You have heard versions of it in Java as well. But in Java, they call it water-touched. Or in America, you've heard it known as the Innsmouth look. But
Sorry, in America, what?
the Innsmouth look.
Mouth.
Innsmouth. Like the Innsmouth. Ah! Why did you do that?
The Innsmouth look, okay.
Yes. This is... You've never heard of this in real life. This has always been folklore to you.
Mm-hmm.
But you think that, well, according to what you've read, this is the result of someone being of the lineage of humans intermingling with another race. A race from the deep. A race not known of origin, but you know they dwell in the water and the caves around it.
Right.
That's all I can give you from that, because yeah, that's knowing your backstory. That's not that's about as good as I can give you with that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's enough for you to go on and read more and be able to pry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll say this again when power comes. But if you do
Hello.
take your headphones all the way off when we do this,
Okay.
mute the mic, because it just got one of the heads. Power just threw a headset on the desk and it fucking killed.
Yeah, I know. Been there.
But yes,
I'll wait for a bit.
yeah, that's what you found out.
And I'm also just going to like mention at the end of it. Also, he was, shall we say, wet, as in like, not as in sweaty or like oily, as in like wet to the touch, as if he'd just been pulled from a river.
Could he have been drowned?
Borgfard is very, very curious looks, trying to follow this conversation with my broken English.
Can I do a roll to see if you're describing someone who's been drowned?
You can try.
Right.
Para, if you're gonna put your headset down, please.
Mute your fucking headset, Christ!
I thought I did.
No.
Oh no! I think
That really
no.
hurt. That really hurt.
I muted myself when we took our headset off, and then I like automatically tried to mute it again. I think.
That
Right.
really hurt.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what you're describing to me is something I've heard about from in America and in Java.
Oh.
In Java, they call it water touched, and in America, they call it the Innsmouth look.
Mm.
Folklore tells us that it's a result of the mingling between humans and creatures from the deep.
Okay, can I just say one out of character moment? Fucking called it. Sorry, I just needed to do that. Sorry.
Fair enough.
Hmm.
But I did a bit of research on this Stephen Bell, and his mother came to this town without a husband, and she was already pregnant.
Hmm.
So she was pregnant with him. and she died. I've had that somewhere.
1919.
1990, so 5 years ago, and
Mm-hmm.
apparently he was never seen much in town, but his mother was just around.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that
And
makes sense.
I'm getting some more weird vibes also from church, because that church is.
You're not alone. That wasn't the most disturbing thing we found there.
It wasn't.
No, you might know that Stephen is a local photographer. He does lots of the photographs, lots of the events for the church.
Um,
Well, yes.
they
of
did
course.
mention that.
Well, I
Yes.
managed to convince him to show us some of his recent work, and the photo he showed us was well disturbing. It was a photo of the churchyard at night, but that wasn't what what disturbed us the most. It looked almost like a development error in the film, but well, it looked like there were several hooded figures standing around the churchyard, and several of them were not human. We'll say I can't describe it in any other better way.
It does match the issue I found with this church. This is not a large town, but that church is rich. That church has influences from all over the world, including Arabic, Italian, Gothic,
Have a bick
Latin.
in Southern.
How much would I know about the church, given that we aren't really a churchy family, but I'm from the town?
You'd have to only what spiel they've given you, which is some of the spiel that they've given him.
So they got
Bunch of
donators
nonsense
from
about money.
everywhere. Mm-hmm.
Yes, and
And-
well, didn't Mr. Lear's daughter go missing at the top of Church Lane?
She was last seen there, from what I've understood.
Indeed.
That's what Mr. Lear said.
Hmm. Well, fuck. And you've talked to some of the church staff, haven't you, Willem?
Told what?
I know you've talked to them.
Oh yes, I've talked to them. Yes.
How did they seem to you? If you understand my meaning.
Well, there was one man who was mostly taking care of the grounds. Didn't really get a good read on him.
Hmm.
The Mr. Crowden, who is the deacon, is less than forthcoming.
Hmm.
At
Nice
first, he didn't want to speak ill of Stephen Bell, but then he also divulged the whole story about his mother. And on the one hand, he is very proud of his church, but doesn't seem to know exactly what all the miracles were that this Saint Craythorne did. Or so he says. I've not spoken to the vicar yet, but
He might be someone to talk about because when I talked to Stephen, I tried to press about when the photos were taken, and but he said last month, not lot, which would be around the same time which these disappearances started happening. But he wasn't. He said he couldn't. He wasn't allowed to talk any more about it. I didn't press from who. He was very, very uneasy. And well, even when I casually mentioned coming back to see more photos, he got quite panicky, we'll say. But there was something very strange about that photo, we'll say, and beyond the hooded figures. And
would you say the hooded figures resemble what you saw here?
I'll be honest, Willem. I don't want to think too much back on it.
That's fair. But yeah, the tower also had some specific grotesques. Each of the faces had a different emotion. I couldn't quite make it out, but like there was something going on there. Was just it didn't add up. So much money put into a church for less than what is it here? 1,000 people? I've seen churches less elaborate in a city of 80k.
Lady Baxter, you might know a thing or two about the local area. Do you know anything about the church, about where its money has come from, or these strange foreign influences?
Well, only the same as you, really. I didn't grow up here. I only what they've told me. I know the Bexleys themselves in the past made large donations, but
Nothing unusual about that. Local aristocratic house donating to a church.
yes, this is all a bit much, is it not? First this bit about Stephen Bell, who has always looked like that, by the way, and now you're likening him to some monster. I thought the child was just deformed.
You didn't see him. That was
Can
close up as
I-
I did.
Wander off to the bookshelf and do a little library check on like this kind of myth.
Can I do an
Yeah,
English
go
check
for
and
it.
see how much of this conversation I can follow?
Definitely.
Yeah, gal knows how to use a library.
So you're specifically looking for fish people, yes?
I guess so, yeah. That's what's coming up here.
It will take a while, but you might be able to get something. I will tell you now that library check use take time, and this is happening in a conversation. So,
Well, like,
how much time are you dedicating?
as soon as like the fish people thing comes up, I'll go and like start looking, because I
Okay.
already know all of the stuff that Arthur's saying. I don't really have anything else to add.
No, you
Because,
don't.
like,
I never. This is the first time telling it.
No, but I mean like about the Craythorne,
Could we not just ask if they've got any books
In-
on people?
and I know about like the church and stuff because I've lived here. So like
Okay.
I know that there's St. Craythorne. So like Lady Bexley said, I know as much as you guys would have found out probably, or like only the same lies. So yes, I will go and look.
So, Maddie,
Yes.
I'm assuming that Teddy would have given money to the church in the past, then.
Oh, Teddy, not as much as you might think.
But it's a family thing. The family would donate money.
I believe would automatically comes out of the estate. Teddy was quite against it, but it was in his father's will.
Well, maybe he would have more information for us.
Indeed.
Quite.
Where is Theodore back?
I don't know. He left in such a hurry. He assured me he'd be back before the weekend.
In his line of in our line of work, urgent
When-
business is never good business.
When did he leave?
How many days have you guys been here?
This is
This
our
is
second
the
day.
second day.
Okay, well,
2 days. 2 days. He left the morning of the evening that you arrived.
It's Monday evening now. So
Yeah,
he left
So he,
September was
Sunday
the
morning.
first
Sunday
day.
morning.
Sunday morning, yes.
So he disappeared just before
Just
I encountered
after.
a
Well,
man.
please don't try and make more of this than it is. He left of his own accord. He didn't disappear. Don't get Maddie upset.
We have an apartment in London. You can telephone him if you'd like.
Well, one of his friends might want to do that.
There is a few things I'd quite like to run by, man. I haven't seen the old bastard for a few years, so you know.
Why don't we go and find a phone?
You
Sure.
notice that there is there is literally a phone on the table side of this room, like on one of the table side cabinets, like by the door, right there. There is a telephone
Do you have his
Wait,
number,
pick it again.
Maddie?
Pick it again.
next to the door, lower half. There.
Next to the door.
Maybe in the future, Benji, make a Sims house.
Yes,
Oh,
please.
I'm so tempted now.
Do you have his number, Maddie?
No, the staff normally handle it, and the very confused Clifton but obviously not getting involved, Clifton walks over to
Cliffy?
the phone.
Can I give him a
dials the
psychology
number.
check? See if, like, just throughout this, just like see if he's reacting weirdly or in any way. Just don't entirely trust this old, very fast gentleman.
Go for it, but this is in hindsight
He
after you've said all
walks
the
too
Not like-
fast to be normal.
Yeah, never mind.
I will say that on certain things he looks as confused as Lady Bexley, kind of a bit.
Hmm. Okay.
He dials the number and then just hands it out. Would anyone like to?
I'll take it.
Okay, you walk over and you take it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going with him.
I'm going to browse the books again.
Or just gonna like share like an ear each to like the.
I'm thoroughly confused as to why people are just berating the local nobles with questions about about things.
Kensington 252. Who is speaking?
Captain Arthur Byron and he said Arthur Morgan. That's someone else.
And your business?
Business. Simply need to talk to a What's Lord Bexley's rank? Is it Major?
Colonel.
I just simply need to talk to Colonel Bexley about some going-ons at his home.
Oh, of course, I will send for the colonel.
Thank you.
She goes away from the phone, and then you hear, yes, Clifton, is that you?
Well, not quite, Clifton.
Oh, Byron.
Hmm.
There's a voice I haven't heard in a while.
Yes.
You say there's some trouble at my house.
Yes. Well, there's been strange goings on in the village around the Chesterfield, but well, I prefer to talk about those more in more detail when you're home. We simply wanted to ask a few questions.
Can I not wait until I'm back? I'm kind of in the middle of work.
I understand. Okay, that's understandable. Yes.
I should be home with either tomorrow or the day after.
Oh, excellent. Well, I'll wait your return then.
Okay.
Right. Sorry for bothering you.
Send Maddie my love, and then he hangs up the phone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The man seems very busy, unfortunately. As I just put the phone down.
Isn't that what the woman said?
I mean, very,
Fine.
very busy.
My English is not so good, but I heard that.
Unfortunate. Urgent
Have I
business
found
is
a good
right.
book yet?
Not yet.
Okay,
There's
I'll
a
keep
lot of
going.
books in this room.
I'm gonna keep going.
Urgent business in our line of work is really a good thing.
Yeah, you've already said that, buddy.
He's saying again to himself, like
What is it that
Right,
you
it's-
do exactly?
military.
So the man is still in the
The
military.
war is over.
I don't know how much you understand of military endeavours, but we don't dismantle ourselves every time the ceasefire is called.
No, we don't.
So what do you do right now then?
Paperwork mostly.
So you have a lot of urgent paperwork?
Have you seen? No, you wouldn't have seen paperwork.
No, I fought on the front lines. I didn't do paperwork.
You're not the only one, mate.
I fought over them.
So,
I
what-
reported on it.
I was rather
Can
far
I
away
ask
from
for
the front
Clifton's
line.
help?
Go for it. You can try.
Clifton, I don't suppose you have a better idea of where I might find books about these sorts of myths.
Are you specifically looking for mythology or just a description matching Mr. Bell?
Either would be useful.
Well, mythology actually, I think, is kept in the smoking room, in the books within there. But I do believe in the far corner along there you'll find medical journals, which may or may not have something.
You need a hand with that.
What is the point of my hard library use check?
There is probably 50,000 books in this building. It will take some time.
It's a hard. It's
Well,
not just a success.
Yeah, but you're not gonna like say, "Oh, look, I instantly see the book I'm looking for. Fantastic, let's go."
Maybe I do. I have a lot of luck. Okay.
You're not a fucking search engine.
A bright yellow spine sticks out to you.
In,
It's an
in a
idiot's
library
guide
you've
to
never
fish
been
people.
in before, which isn't Dewey Decimal Systemed, it's gonna be difficult.
Can I put off this library check until I have a chance to properly sift through these books later?
That would be a great idea.
I thought you were
Can I
going to say,
keep
can
it,
I
though?
add
Can I
5
keep the
luck
hard
to this
check?
score, please, to get an extreme?
We'll see. We will see.
Okay.
Yeah, just future reference. Library use and things. Also, those skills have roles. Skills also have a time equivalent. Just because of the difficulty of the check doesn't mean that. Yes, the time equivalent goes down, but it's still like paramount to things. If you got an extreme on fixing a car, it would still take time to fix the car rather than instantly being done. Unlike
Maybe
D&D, where critical
magically
need everything.
just turn a wrench and boom, it starts.
Are we talking
Not
about
how
fixing
mechanics
cars
work.
now? Bobby quick.
Fine, I'll leave that to Bobby.
Hey. Oh,
Okay, fine. Okay, I'll just like walk away from the bookshelf for now. That's okay. We'll just come back to that later, I suppose.
So yes, you've unveiled something about Stephen, and you've just kind of discovered the town isn't. You're now all up to date on the fact that the town isn't quite all as it seems. What do you want to do with that?
There is one thing I have to say I have left to ask Lizzie Bexley.
Of course.
Yes, when I was out here in the morning, I was just standing out on the balcony overlooking the hall, and something left the recreation room very, very quickly. I couldn't get a good look at it, but it was a dark shape moving at speed, we'll say. Like it ran out like it had left the recreation room and sprinted out the building.
Did we just find out that Clifton moves at speed?
What on earth do you mean? Do you mean like? Do you think someone was in the building?
Well, I think something was in the building. Something very bloody fast.
Are you
Faster than the eye could track.
Are you quite sure it wasn't one of the servants? We have a few. They could have just
How
been in that
fast are your servants? They could be running they could be running the Olympics if they're that quick.
Get them looking for the book.
direction.
Do it in 10 seconds.
Clifton, do you have any idea who would have been on shift this morning? Well, I would assume myself, the cook staff, and then Christopher, Craig, and Marjorie. Well, none of those are particularly quick. Did you see anybody in the building? No, Mom, but I will endeavour to keep a lookout.
Thank you. It's simply a strange going
Probably
on.
a fish person.
I have another question. I don't know if you've heard about this, but apparently there have been disappearances before here, about 20 years ago.
That's just gone by the way. Sorry.
Just wanting some helium.
Who are you directing that on?
The whole group, basically. I mean, I know Miss Sheffield already knows, but
Well, yes. Margaret reminded me this morning. Of course, I mean, I was a child at the time. I wasn't particularly aware. It's just that those school trips where the children went missing on the moors.
yeah,
Bogs, what do we call them?
the bogs, yeah.
On the bogs?
S'mores is interchangeable. They're named the bogs, but people kind of colloquially call them the moors as well.
So, 2 girls and a boy disappeared, and the boy was found, but not whole. And I wasn't quite clear on how he wasn't found whole, but that's because the librarian wasn't really forthcoming about details, and I can't really blame her for that.
The library didn't seem to have
Information
copies
on
of the-
disembowelings.
they didn't have any copies of the papers from the time. Not many anyway, so
A lot has disappeared, and The other two children were twins, and they've been missing ever since.
Oh,
And they
good
were like
Christ,
5.
I
I had
I
no idea.
saw in the paper, I think it was a little later, there'd been sightings of a large dog on the moors.
Dog on the moors. Hmm. I feel like I've read this somewhere.
I have no idea. Clifton? Yes, ma'am, I do remember the unfortunate disappearances, and you're quite right in saying that the children did not appear whole. Child, sorry, did not appear whole.
As in missing body parts, or
Did he say
Quite.
children and then correct himself, or did he just say child?
No, that was me
Was that
correcting
you?
myself. Yeah,
Okay.
that was me correcting myself. You're quite right. It wasn't exactly maimed, but child was missing parts, not whole parts, chunks. Is the best ghastly description I can give, and if you don't mind, I will not press further.
quite understandable. Sounds more like a
It seems like the giant man is really into the weird stuff.
It does
Child
rather sound like
disembowelings
an
and
animal
whatnot.
for chunks.
Giant dog plus missing flesh equals dog flesh.
Well, there was also the deer outside the town when I first arrived here. What
The
was
deer?
There was a dead deer, mutilated, had no eyes left,
No,
Mutilated.
Damn.
and
Who would
also
do such a thing?
So maybe a
It had-
giant dog.
flowers between its antlers.
Dog wouldn't be able to remove eyes surgically.
No, that wasn't done surgically.
And surely, if and most
You didn't look at it hard enough to work
Well,
out if
I
it was
mean-
a surgical removal or not.
But yeah,
Surely-
but still, I mean,
surely a
still.
deer that with flowers, you say, woven between.
yes, almost druidic, but I can't be sure.
Druidic.
You think someone sacrificed the poor creature?
Could I
It
make
was
a history check on this? So, like, since like if I knew of any like the sort of Celtic peoples of like the south of England, that you
Go
know,
for it.
well, it wasn't
Yeah, like
England
the-
back then, but you know.
Like those weird Welsh people.
Well, then the fucking sea Germans showed up, and you know, out to the shit mountains we go. Yeah. Nope.
Oh,
Ooh.
it's a shame.
Can I make a history check? With my limited history?
I mean,
I might
maybe
have
I
read some books.
If you can give me a specific on what you're trying to mention it to.
I
I
might
will
have read
mention that the
books
creature did look malnourished as well.
on like sort of weird, maybe like folky tradition-y kind of cultures.
I'll allow it.
Do you want to be a little vaguer, or just like
Yeah,
you know?
come on, a little bit vaguer. Come on.
I'm
I
sure
know,
there's
I-
some way you can make that vaguer.
I don't know.
I know a
It was
folktale
pretty
about a
vague. That's
large
why I
dog.
found.
I feel like this is the Bard D&D equivalent of I heard it in a song once.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
Bobby, what did you say?
I know a Manx folk tale about a large dog, a large black dog.
Do indeed.
I do.
I know a Welsh one about a large black dog. And a deer.
A malnourished deer. So I don't know what it was, but it was very disturbing to see.
On the subject of strange goings on, I was sat in the cafe today, Brenda's cafe, across from my grandfather's shop, and I had a vision, a rather strange vision where my grandfather appeared. He said my
Grandfather,
name.
that's the funeral, isn't it?
Yes, yes, he's recently passed away.
You saw
Maybe
him.
it's just the Just the stress and the whole situation's a bit strange.
Maybe, but well,
I'm a little unnerved. I
with
gotta
what's
say.
with what's been happening in the town recently, I wouldn't say. Borgvard, you said that. Forgive me for my poor phrasing, but it's what you said. That you were attacked in your dream or something like that when you had your accident at the Chesterfield.
Oh, I fell off the chair and I hit my head and I took a nap and there was a disturbing dream. But I mean, in Norway, it's a weird dream. It's just a weird dream. It doesn't.
Do you mind? Well, yeah, of course, I'm sure, but could you just give us some details if you don't mind?
Oh, it's a little fuzzy. It's like sand through your fingers with a dream and whatnot.
Well,
Understand.
squeeze him.
I saw myself, Borgfard Gunderson.
Mm-hmm.
That's me.
Is it?
We are aware.
Pleased to meet you.
Saw myself. And I did not look good at the time, and there was some very liquidy blood.
Mm.
Was it red blood, or can you not remember?
Opposed to solid blood. Anyway,
What color is Dutch blood?
orange,
Usually
probably.
red.
Orange.
I'm just
I
asking.
get it.
Diluted enough.
But yeah, it is 9:08, Midge.
Oh, cool. Thank you. We will take our midpoint break there. So everybody go refresh yourselves, grab a cup of tea, and whatever you need to do. Those of you watching, we will be back in 5 to 10 minutes. Do not go anywhere.
Alrighty then.
Midge,
Yeah.
at some point I would like to go to the church to visit my mother's grave.
Your mother's grave. Yeah.
Yeah.
No worries. We can try and fit that in. We'll see where this gets us because it's the slowest group discussions that happen in the world with this group.
Yeah. I mean, I still have no idea what's going on. So
Anything? Do you need anything clarified from what's already like kind of been?
no, not really. I think I'm following on as well as I can in terms of like,
Okay.
sort of how my character.
Because I know you
follows
missed
in.
a week. I just need to.
Yeah.
Okay. I just need to make sure that you haven't like. There's nothing that's like really confused you or anything.
No. I mean, in terms of like the last session, I'm just sort of going by what my character's been told today. So yeah.
Okay. No worries. Right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go grab a cup of tea
Yeah.
and be right back.
Back in a moment.
Hello, my stream.
Hello.
Oh boy.
Fucking called it.
Yeah, I know, man, but
Have my one look. You can have my one smug bit of a thing, as the rest will just be, probably horrifically dying with my low luck score.
can we kill something? I feel the need to kill something.
We might kill something at some point.
Yeah. I kind of need to. I'm bored. Not killing anything. This isn't a D&D stream.
Nah. Well, unlike this isn't really a combat RPG. If we do combat against big monsters, they tend to kill us really hard.
Ah, fair enough. That works for me.
Be like trying to fight a dragon as a level 1 character.
Yes. In this universe, we might not stay dead though.
True. But like, the thing, if we don't stay dead, we'll come back as enemies in a future adventure.
I can live with that.
I can't. I maxed out like gun for like gun ability.
Why though?
Why?
If we're not looking to have fight.
Something
Well,
to do.
because it made sense to my character.
Okay.
I don't take any fighting skills.
Alright. Making sense.
If you want me to fix something, I can probably fail for it though.
Okay, I've got my litre of water. I'm fine now.
I have. However the fuck this much water is.
Yeah, I've got a big stein of water as well.
Unfortunately, I have alcohol again, so Can't wait till uni, while I'm back at uni, and you just habitually have bottles and bottles of spirits just lying around.
Sorry. Well, the man there.
We already have a lot of alcohol in our house.
Lucky you.
We have an alcohol cupboard. We don't
Only
have
a-
enough space to have an alcohol cupboard, and yet a cupboard is
have one.
taken over by alcohol, because why not?
That's.
We have an alcohol cupboard as well.
We have an alcohol cupboard that's full of fucking gin and beer and other alcohol I don't like.
Well,
It's mostly Quarters whiskey at the moment.
we have an alcohol cupboard and it's full of Jack Daniels and Jim Beam because I hardly ever
Why
drink
does
and
everyone
Tim
have
keeps
better
buying it.
alcohol cupboards than me?
I mean, I don't have an alcohol cupboard. I actually didn't even get.
Still
manage
better
to
than
get-
mine.
I
a
have
bottle
no
of
alcohol
whiskey.
in the house right now. How
Yeah,
is
but the
it-
only alcohol I have in the house is fucking gin and beer.
I mean, right now I'd go with some gin, but
Well,
No, never.
look,
Hey, I'll
Muzz,
mix
I am
it,
not.
okay?
I am not old enough to do it. I
I
feel like
am.
you need to be at least 30, in the 30s plus to drink gin properly.
I mean, if you drink a martini, you're drinking gin and vermouth.
Hence why I don't
Maybe
enjoy
that's why they
martinis.
taste so disgusting.
Mm,
Why everyone should just drink margaritas.
like pizza.
I quite like gin.
It's more
Well, you
old-fashioned,
would, wouldn't
like
you?
You
cocktail
are an
stuff.
old man.
Yeah, fair.
An old hipster man.
Yeah. You're like the equivalent of an old man dressing young,
Oh,
but you're a young man dressing old.
Right, okay. Are we all back?
Hipster.
less about him, please.
I can't say too much. We have pretty much the same hairstyle when it's just been cut.
That's fair. Soapy, you back?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, cool. We are all back then. So,
Yep.
welcome back, everybody. And I still leave it over to our group here, who have just had a discussion. What would you like to do with said discussion?
I think we should have lunch personally, but
Right.
True.
Right, you'll know me as a journalist, but I want to make clear that I investigate matters, and this is a matter that needs investigating.
Indeed.
And I am not willing to just let this go and leave. It's just...
The more that I hear about what's been found out around the town, the more concerned I am for the girls who've gone missing recently.
Hmm.
Indeed.
From
I
what it
really
seemed
just
to
like
be...
the stonework here.
Stonework.
It's a manor. It's mostly stone. There's statues. The walls. Columns.
Indeed,
Mr.
although we should...
Mr. Byron, you mentioned lunch. Would you like me to have some sent through?
That would be excellent, thank you. Had a
Oh.
very stressful morning.
I will have one of the cook staff come through to take orders.
Hmm.
And or one like he presses a buzzer, and you expect that someone will be along in a moment to take food orders.
But yes. Unfortunately, it's a, well... The first girl was where's my notes? Charlotte Franklin, that was what, 2 weeks ago she went missing?
Yes, about that.
Yeah, likelihood is it's unfortunately that, well...
Fell in a well.
What?
You said well and then trailed off. I don't speak good English.
Well, after 2 weeks of disappearances, people tend not to be found. Or found alive, at least.
Sheffield, the other girl was
Oh,
missing.
give us a moment. Give us a moment. Think
Oh.
the stream audio hasn't come back yet.
Oh dear.
Oh no.
It's back
hope-
now. That's.
I hope it's on recording though.
Yeah, it was on the recording, but
Oh,
I'll just
okay.
sum up quickly what guys, what you were missed. Literally, you missed them requesting lunch, and
Yeah, we're
saying-
hungry.
Oh, that's integral to the story, Mitch. Like,
and,
Important plot
We
point.
need food or we can't investigate.
and saying that they're going to investigate something.
okay, that one was kind of given, but you know. Yes, Where could we? I want to have a look at the churchyard at some point, like at a time perhaps when we wouldn't be expected to look at it. Perhaps at night?
I plan on going up to the church later on.
Hmm. And perhaps where you found that deer.
Yeah, that is somewhere between the center of town and the rail yard.
Do you think you
I will
could-
have
do you
to
think-
go there anyway at some point.
Yes. Do you
Because,
think you could point out the spots if shown?
I'm pretty sure I will find it again because it kind of rattled me.
Artemis, you would know this as a resident of the town, but the churchyard shuts at night.
Oh, okay. If you were going to try to look at the churchyard of an evening, you might have to break in.
Oh. Would I know if it's common for churchyards to be closed at night? Like, I assume I would.
Most of them
Yeah.
would be.
Very
Huh.
Okay.
Oddly. Not in the Netherlands, but just...
No, not Church of Wales.
No.
No. The church here closes. It's the graveyard, the main graveyard, closes at night.
It does.
Oh,
Both of them do.
Okay.
Yeah, if there's a lock, needs getting. I've got some locksmith's tools back at the workshop.
Well, there is a
That's
groundskeeper on
useful.
the ground, though, and, well,
Well, he lives just outside of the grounds, but
he'd probably have a
we may want to
decent
be
view.
yeah, we may want to be slightly quiet
Hmm.
or find another way in. But I didn't see it.
Yes. Either way, I want to talk to the vicar.
Yep,
See what I
That
can glean
is-
from him.
definitely somebody who might be able to shed some light. But I don't know. This whole family of Crowden seems a bit off as well.
There is another idea I have, but in what I recently learned it might be dangerous. Stephen didn't allow us into his dark room. His that's what they call it, right? When you go to develop a photos. Yeah. I'm too young for this shit. Yes. But it might be an idea to try and go and investigate there, but well, he doesn't really leave his house often.
Didn't you say he had many locks on his door?
He did. I said it'd be an easy job, but well.
I happen to get quite a good look at those locks. One of them's a wedge.
Oh, so
Maybe
unbreakable
force the
from the
door.
other side of that brute force.
Yeah.
Mm.
You did say he made photos.
Mm-hmm.
Just for the church, or...
Those are the only ones he told me about.
Hmm.
It's about this time that one of the members of staff comes around and asks what people would like to eat.
What do people eat at lunch at this time of the century? Because I would have like maybe cereal, maybe macaroni cheese. I don't know.
Macaroni cheese is a bit American for this period Britain, but cold cuts, sandwiches. But you get the impression that there's a kitchen. Yeah, there's the idea that there's kitchen staff here. They would probably make you whatever you wanted if you wanted it.
Just a cheese sandwich.
Whatever the chef recommends.
Does Lady Begsy ask for anything?
No, they seem to know what she's having.
Oh, just something light for me. I wouldn't want to impose.
Okay. Anybody else?
I'll have whatever is served. I'm not picky at all.
Yeah, whatever comes.
Look, James, just have chef make up a batch of assorted sandwiches and nibbles or something of the like.
Nibbles. That's another lunch.
Mm.
I like that.
All right, Mum, and
God,
he
I feel
runs
posh
off.
just hearing that.
Huh?
Just nibbles.
What's wrong with
Nothing's wrong with it. Don't worry about it.
Hors d'oeuvres.
Nothing wrong with a good nibbles. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nibbles for lunch, you know?
Oh my god.
Luncheon. Right. Yes. Continuing on.
I feel like I've just changed classes hearing that. Hmm.
So far, you've outlined three possible things. One is go talk to the vicar, or whoever the main priest is. One is to break into the churchyard, and the other one is to break into Stephen's house. Are there any more?
There was also maybe not. Okay, we have to break
And
into
go
the
look at the place where we
crash
did-
sites for the.
So we've gotten to the point where it's just crime, or other crime.
Talking to the vicar's not great.
Some of it isn't technically illegal.
I'm definitely up for talking to the vicar, because let's just say that the deacon wasn't very forthcoming, and there's clearly something going on at church. It just doesn't smell right. It is too well maintained.
It's a very old building. It might not smell entirely correct.
You'd be wrong about that, because only the oldest part is really old. There was a lot of renovation done
Then
with a
maybe the
lot of
smell
money.
Maybe the smell is coming from the older part.
Maybe you should join us. Maybe you can smell some heat.
I'm not sure I need to smell the old building to know that it smells bad.
Maybe you can pay for something. Who knows? Or you can just buy the church.
I mean, I probably could. If it smells so bad, maybe they need a
I mean, I was
donation.
joking, but well.
Yeah.
Saint
Pray for
Bortfar
healing.
does sound pretty good.
Oh god, what have I done?
There'll be a statue of
All
a
right,
one-handed
it's settled. I will
Norwegian
make a
in the center of
sizable
town.
donation to the church.
Oh fuck.
Oh, great. Now we can add Norwegian to the list.
I'm
Well,
not so
thickens.
sure that it's a good idea to be handing more money over to the church when we're not entirely sure.
Should
If-
I be donating to your farm as well?
Who
Well, I
Don't
have
walk
business
by-
at the church.
I
need
don't.
to-
I'm not a farmer.
I'm still confused by this. You say you grow the food out of the ground, but you're not a farmer.
Well, it's not a mass production of the food. It's just a vegetable garden,
Ha-
really, just to tinker with.
How many kilos of food do you have to grow before you're a farmer?
37 and a half, I think, is the official term in Britain, but you know.
Kilos.
Hang on, what the hell's a kilo?
What's a kilo?
They exist yet, we're just not here.
Yeah.
Kilo is
Do they exist
One-
in Norway?
I have no idea.
yeah, because they work with metric.
Yeah.
as
There you go.
smart people do.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I'm not from England. How many stone of tomatoes do you need?
Problem is that my only reference for stone is my own weight, so you know. How many tomatoes do I weigh?
I don't know. I don't have the conversion chart on me. I didn't pack it.
Can we get the chef to bring up a load of tomatoes, please? We have experimenting to do.
I need a stone of tomatoes and a stone of potatoes.
We need a scale as well.
Oh god, let's.
I need a drink.
Okay, no worries. There's a bar on hand.
Maddie, you're going
So-
to have to restock.
Oh, I can quite tell you that. Well, it seems to me that you've all uncovered quite the predicament in town. But if there's anything we here at Bexley Hall can do to help, please do just let us know.
And you're already
Just
putting
more
us up.
whiskey.
There's much more where that came from in the stores.
Lady Bexley, I don't suppose
Yes.
you'd have much dealings, or well, do you know the police at all?
I think
In
they're
what
all named
sense of the
Robert.
word?
When we were at the Craythorne, and the police turned up, I don't mean to talk ill of them. It just seemed like the inspector didn't really know what he was doing. Also, can we just talk about the fact that this tiny, tiny fucking town has its own bloody police inspector?
They all did.
No, they didn't.
Oh, no. I'm going to get out of this argument. Be back in 5 minutes. Have fun.
They'd ship someone in from like the bigger town. There'd only be like a few like bobbies for a little town like this.
They
The
have one
local
that covered
constabulary.
multiple areas.
Yeah, so there'd be one that covered like a big area, but you
And
said
we've
it
got
was...
missing girls, so he'd be in the neighbourhood.
There is that.
I don't know that missing cases would bring in a big.
Well,
it
one is
doesn't
an
matter. He's
accident.
here anyway.
Yeah, one is an
Okay,
accident.
calm
Two is.
Okay. Anyway,
I think
Um,
it depends on how much they're worth.
well, not a lot, but
Then no.
okay. Well, anyway, pretend like the inspector does care about these peasant girls.
Okay, I.
No,
will
we
pretend.
abolished peasantry half a millennium ago. Peasants don't exist yet anymore.
Can I just point out, one of them is the daughter of a very wealthy building construction company owner. Like,
Oh,
it's
okay.
not a peasant, not a peasant.
I think
I
that
know.
depends on your.
Working class, maybe, but upper working class, lower middle class.
Yeah, and I think
Ooh.
Britain abolished the peasantry a long old time ago.
Yeah.
Like half a
think-
millennium, maybe.
He
Yeah.
doesn't
It
know that.
depends on your definition of the word vary.
Anyway, when we were at the Craythorne, the
Yeah, the-
inspector didn't seem to know an awful lot about this disappearance, and I'm just very concerned for Katie at this point.
Well, I gather he must have a lot on his plate. He has been working non-stop on finding the girl for the last 3 days. I'm not sure I'm not sure any of them have slept. So, but it's not quite the police's place to be forthcoming about what they found and what they haven't found, unless they've got definitives.
I was more implying that, like, she might have been at events with the
You
inspector.
didn't ask that. You just mentioned that.
I said, did she
he
know
didn't-
him?
No, you just asked what did you know about them because he wasn't very attentive to the case.
I asked if she knew the police.
Okay, and I said, in what sense? And then you said about the case.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, feel free to ask her if she knows the police.
I just did.
Like, in terms of... Okay, so you want to know the police in terms of people.
Yeah.
Which ones?
Bobby, and Bobby.
Wasn't
Well,
Sting in the police?
Inspector Miller is on the case, obviously. I think George Fletcher and Tyler and someone called Wind has also been around.
Well, there's 6 members of the resident force in town, and then obviously the inspector lives in town, but services quite the area. I've met them before. They've been at fundraisers, but not more than that. I'm not personal friends with them, if that's what you're asking.
Okay.
My husband doesn't keep company of the police force.
Hmm. Well, the inspector was kind enough to not do us for some what was very clear property damage, which, despite the situation, we were still clearly somewhat in the wrong.
I bashed a hole in the wall as well.
That's where you
That
got
was
your. I
awesome.
just point like the point of his head was like, you know,
Oh no, that's after I fell on the floor.
right. Well. Hmm. I don't know about you, but I think I could do with some stress relief. Maddie, is there anywhere you could I could safely shoot without I don't know, hitting any, I don't know, important servants, animals, passers-by, that kind of thing?
Just unimportant servants.
We have quite the acreage. I'm sure you could find some area on the grounds.
Right, I'm going to go for a quick bit of that then to calm the senses.
Okay.
Artemis is going to be frowning. She doesn't understand. Shooting a gun is going to calm you down. What does that mean? So confused.
Someone who really fought in the Great War
So-
would not be shooting things for
Also, sandwiches and such have been brought out. But it seems you all have a little bit of time at the house before you want to go back into town, I'm guessing.
Mm-hmm.
So, what do you
To
guys
the
want to
bookcases.
You're going to go do some library stuff. What
Yes.
else is everyone doing?
Well, I'm gonna see also in the library whether or not find something about what I know. So
That's very, very vague.
no, about what I know from America, the Innsmouth.
Okay, you want to try and also look for the same thing Para's looking for.
More or less.
Yeah, okay. It's fine.
Can I help them with their library looking? I've got a pretty good library check.
Yeah, okay, sure. Quirk, what are you doing?
Well, it seems everyone's looking at the books, so I was going to go look at the books.
Well,
Well,
Arthur's
I'll
going
do
off shooting. Borgvard, what are you doing?
Can I just meander a little bit in the manor and just kind of like get to know the layout?
Of course. Yeah, that's fine.
Um,
Arthur, before you go, you're stopped by Clifton, and he says, "There is a lovely spot towards the pond by the willow tree, which should you like to shoot. Would you want to borrow guns, or have you brought your own?
I have brought my own.
Of course. What caliber?
Fuck.
22-inch
Yes.
field rifle.
Oh yes, it was a howitzer actually.
Oh my.
Hang on. It's a.
Hey, I tried to buy a howitzer, bitch told me no.
It's
I did indeed, because how the fuck would you get that around?
A balloon.
What caliber is a Webley
Yes.
Mark 6?
Well, you can have it when you find your helium then.
What caliber is a Webley Mark 6? If any of you know off the top of your head.
44.
Okay.
Sounds like 44.
That's a Mark 4.
believe it would be a 44. Maybe a
It's
45.
it's 3A actually.
Oh,
Ah.
Oh yes, of course it was the Mark 6 is the first 38 that we did.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Of course.
sure.
Sorry. I did actually know that, and it's something I've forgotten. Okay, inside the recreation room, there is a locked cabinet. Here is a key. Inside, you
Mhm.
might find some ammunition, should you require.
Thank you. I'm just gonna go out, take a few, take some ammunition and just go out to this spot Cliff has recommended and do some shooting. Do I need a roll for that or just?
Oh no. You're just gonna shoot, unless you're
Yeah.
trying
Not
to hit
having any
something
lunch.
specific.
Could I take maybe like a bottle out and
Yeah.
yeah.
No lunch. You're just gonna grab like a bottle of alcohol and just fuck off and go shoot shit.
I wasn't gonna drink
Not the whiskey!
alcohol. It was only an empty bottle, presumably.
Thank
you
you.
can find an empty bottle. easily.
Yeah.
I'd like.
So, as for the library use team, but sorry, Willem, you were going to say something.
Yeah, I want to put in 5 points of luck, so I actually succeed.
Well, I'm kind of doing this as a group thing, and I'm kind
Oh.
of laying between because you're all looking for the same thing.
Got a hard success and an extreme success.
It takes you about 40 minutes because I'm also including your previous roll, because you did make a start on this. Takes you about
Well,
40
actually
minutes,
rolled,
but you
yeah.
you find 3 books. One
Are
is a
you
medical
using
journal.
mine?
Yeah, I'm using yours.
Okay.
I'm using the group. One is a medical journal, and the other is a mythology of the South Coast compendium, and then the other is a fiction novel. The medical journal speaks of. Sorry, you'll have to forgive my Latin. Speaks of a disease called Tactus morbo mare, which is said to be a physical condition which
Wait, can you
people
spell it?
TAC TUS next word MORBO next word MARE. It's a rare physical condition that's hereditary that sees humans share similar physical attributes to fish or sea creatures, and it varies between skin color, shape of teeth, eye color, weight, texture of skin. They don't quite know what causes it. They think it's something to do with the thyroid. But it also causes breathing problems in the sufferer and a slight sensitivity to light. That's what you get from the medical journal. The mythology book speaks of a group known as the Sunken of Plymouth, who are a race of what seem to be strange fish-like creatures that apparently kidnapped children way back in the 1400s. That was where they're first kind of mentioned in the folk stories. It's kind of one of those little factual things that's just like, ooh, here's a spooky fact sort of non-fiction. And then there is a fiction piece written by one Jessica Blythe, which is called In the Depths of Plymouth, and it's kind of on this same idea of there's evil fish creatures in the Plymouth area. That's what you find.
Why does that name ring a bell?
What?
Jessica Blythe.
No, I know exactly what you mean. It rings a bell for me too.
Mhm.
Let me have a look through my list, my comprehensive list of people.
I have a friend called Jessica Bromley, but that's no connection.
Well,
Maybe it's Jessica.
There's a couple of Jessicas you've come across, but you haven't come across a Jessica Blythe yet.
Yet. Oh.
Yes.
We have now.
Oh yeah.
No, I'm shooting shit. I can't give it. No, never mind. Don't worry about it.
Do a listen check. Can you hear it over the gunshot?
could
I mean, let's
Who's
find
just
out.
listening to the house?
so the church was built.
Bang, bang.
Ooh.
So what are we doing, group?
I would, in my meanderings, I would like to pay special entrance to tapestries or paintings to see if anything looks, peculiar, out of the ordinary. Particularly looking for that black and gold configuration from before.
You don't see anything matching your room. Along a number of the halls, you find paintings, but none of them look untoward. A lot of portraits, a lot of still life. So a right mix of there's some modern paintings. There's some very old-looking paintings. Do you try to go in any of the rooms?
I think I checked to see if they were locked.
All of them.
Everyone is locked.
Well, no. Are you going to check every single room?
No. Just like haphazard, like 4 or 5. Just like jiggle.
Okay, major rooms all kind of seem to be open. You go around and you can get into pretty much every room, bar the bedrooms. Well, what do you assume to be more bedrooms? Some of the staff quarters. There's a large room the opposite side to the staircase that you can't quite seem to get unlocked, which has a double door. You can't get into the storerooms.
Mm-hmm.
Mitch, the mythological book from Jessica Blythe.
No,
When
that
was
is
this written?
No.
Oh, the
That's
fiction.
Yeah.
When was this written?
Doesn't say.
There's no publication date.
No publication date.
How does the book look? Because like you can sometimes tell from like the kind of cover that it uses.
I can roll a history check if you really want me to.
Yeah, roll a history check.
I've seen a lot of books in my life. Can I glean more?
Ooh, just.
Just about.
50 to 100 years. It's a pretty old looking book.
1800s.
But it's well kept. You get the impression that a lot of the books and journals and such in this library are well looked after. Even if the current owners aren't erudite, some of the previous generations were, and the staff have obviously been told to keep everything quiet.
Did I see the name Blythe in the graveyard?
No.
About now, I'm going to come back from my shooting and just sort of, as I come back in, can I just have a quick look inside the recreation room around, and just like have a, okay, yeah. And is there anyone actually in here before I?
No one appears to be in the recreation room.
Let's see if that's correct.
You don't notice anything untoward about the room. There's quite unusually, there's a large taxidermy grizzly bear in one of the corners. But there's a number of things in here. There's what seemed to be a large table, possibly used for gambling. There's a light above it. There's more books. There's a number of display cabinets, some heirlooms. There's another pool table. There's a space for a pool table. It seems like that the pool table in the main hall sometimes gets dragged back into here. It's a clear space. You get the idea that this room is kind of just used for recreation when the hall is moved away. There's like there's gramophone in the corner with a number of what they called. The little reels of recording, not
Black cylinder.
yeah. What's the cylinders called?
Film reel.
No, audio for like a gramophone thing. So what they called? It's like dictaphone reels kind of thing.
The wax rolls.
Yeah. There's a number of those. It seems in like a cabinet next to it and such.
Hmm.
Nothing seemed off about the room.
Right, I'm just gonna sort of come back into the sort of hall and see how everyone else is doing with their search.
You notice them all kind of looking over a number of books in the little reading nook. They've got a couple of laid out on the table, and they're kind of analysing them.
Okay, I'm just gonna walk into like sit down like next to next to them and say, "Found anything interesting yet?"
Well, apparently there is a sort of story which kind of sounds very familiar to me, like what happened in Java, what happened in America. Fish people living in Plymouth, kidnapping kids.
I mean, Plymouth isn't exactly a nice place. I wouldn't describe it that badly, but
It's
There's
mythology, also fiction.
a medical condition from this journal that seems to share some similarities with regards to fish-like features.
say where they would most often occur, or
Well, not really. It's hereditary. Did Stephen have any problems breathing that you could tell?
not that I could remember, but I wasn't doing anything particularly exerting other than carrying tea.
He had lots of curtains, though. He had some curtains up.
He did, so that would explain like light sensitivity.
She don't know about yet. I hadn't mentioned that.
Oh well,
Well, I
there.
did. I did. I was there. I'm in the
I
conversation.
know you did. But then Byron's just jumping in like, yes, light sensitivity.
Yes.
Hot kettle black.
Borgvard, give me
What
a
is
spot
that
hidden.
supposed to mean? Artemis says, fuck all. Okay, I say a lot. She says, fuck all.
Oh, you're still just wandering around.
I'd like to finally use a little bit of my luck on that.
Sure, you need to spend
15.
15 to make it success.
I'm gonna go up, fucking spend 35 and go all the way to extreme.
You can't buy an extreme with luck.
Oh, okay, then the next level.
You can buy a hard, yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
I'll
my.
buy a hard one.
It's that kind of
So
mansion.
you need to spend
There's a bar down here. You could probably get one.
28 luck. So remove 28 luck from yourself. Walking down one of the halls on the upper floor, you notice at the corner of your eye something move very quickly.
What's that?
And then you double take at the hallway, and it's gone.
I'm gonna boogie down that way.
Okay, you run
Boogie!
down. You run down the hallway, and you're met at a dead end between two rooms.
I'm gonna check the doors.
Okay, one of the doors to your one of the doors is locked.
Where
and
exactly on the map am I?
I'm pinging.
Ping it again. Okay, down there.
One of the doors is locked, and the other seems to be a master bedroom. A massive master bedroom.
Okay. There's nobody in the master bedroom?
Give me a spot hidden. Doesn't seem to be anyone in the master bedroom.
Would be 17.
Four more points of luck?
Go for it.
For I was spending mine aggressively and recklessly.
Hey, I gotta succeed something at some point.
He has
It
to
doesn't-
spend everything recklessly, money.
I got a lot of luck. I put a lot of diddle into my luck pool. All right, give me a regular
did.
success on that then.
There doesn't seem to be anybody inside the master.
How does the room look?
Pristine. This room is luxurious. There is like slightly 2 levels to it. One area where your entrance is like a little lounge area, more bookcases, sort of. There's an easel as well, and then there's a slight step up into where the bed area is, and this is fine. There's also a little dolly elevator, which you can see, which by your calculations goes straight to the kitchen. And there is a little
dumbwaiter?
Yeah, like a little, one of those.
Dumbwaiter, yeah.
Dumbwaiter, little dolly elevator, which goes straight to the kitchen, and there's a little table and chair next to it. It seems like people could have food brought to their room in this place.
Yeah. Okay.
There's also a door on the far side, directly in front of you.
Okay. I'm gonna back out, close the door. I'm gonna check the other door. Can I take a look through the keyhole?
There is no keyhole.
But it's locked.
Which suggests a hidden switch.
Gotta go down the hallway to the left and check the door there.
Ping. That door is also locked.
Does it have a keyhole?
Yes, it does.
Ah.
So you look through the keyhole, and it is a darkened room with what seems to have shelves and boxes and assorted stuff.
I thought you were going to say, then you see an American guy going, "Who lives in a place like this?" David, it's over to you.
We go through keyhole.
All right, I'm gonna back off, and I'm gonna rejoin the group.
Okay, you go downstairs. The rest of you.
I'm gonna look all flushed.
Can you all give me a spot hidden, please?
Them
For
or
his
all of
flush?
us?
Or just in general?
94. That sounds about right.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
Even
so
my
good.
eyeballs are flushed.
Okay, Byron.
Yo.
Can I stand?
You don't see who it is, but you notice that one of the doors towards this end of the building, above you, closes.
I just like, Do I also notice Bookvard looking flushed?
He's above you right now, but he when he comes in, you notice him looking a little bit flushed. Yeah.
You're alright, Bookvard.
I saw the fast servant.
Wait, where?
Dead.
Where?
I'm just
Where?
gesticulating.
Flailing about with
I'm
his
trying
arm.
to gesticulate up.
With one stump.
This is up.
Arthur's gonna fucking jump out of his seat and just sprint up to upstairs towards where he's sort of like to try and like,
Where you saw movement?
yeah, like in between the stairs and like where I saw movement. So like
So
as if I
there?
was going, yeah, basically.
I
Uh,
don't like
nine.
things in my peripherals.
You see, a member of the serving staff coming towards you.
Have you seen anything coming through here? I'm like, panting a little bit.
What do you mean?
Like any like something I don't know, like black and quick. That sounds terrible when I say it out loud, but
You say this to someone of clearly African descent. No, sir.
wait. Oh fuck.
I
That-
haven't.
That's not what I.
He just walks past you with a tray that he had.
You didn't ask where he came from.
He's walked off.
No, I meant like which direction was? Oh yes, he was. Was he
What if
walking like the direction I was going, or walking the other direction?
He's walking. He passed you and went downstairs.
I was just standing looking a bit confused, like,
Are you pointing to the art room?
Well, I mean,
I was gonna go in there anyway. I have a quick open of the door in the art room. Have a
Our room
look
doors
around.
are locked. You also don't know it's called the art room.
Okay, well, I see a door, and it's... yes. Okay. I'll go back downstairs. Hmm.
Actually, no, Byron, you do know it's called the art room. You're the only one that's had that explained to them.
Oh, yes, I had a tour.
Yeah, you had a small tour.
I'm going to go back downstairs and just sit back down, looking a bit, you know, as if someone who's quickly ran up like a pretty large building.
And then embarrass themselves.
It's a 20s. I can be racist as I like.
So what are we
Anyway.
doing, folks? You've got a plan of some things to do in town, but is there anything else you'd like to do at Bexley Hall?
Can you? There is no rushing here, okay? We're not moving on to the next section of time until we're good and ready to move
Well,
on to
time is moving on, is what I'm saying.
Does
Oh, yeah, but
anybody
it's
know
still-
how
it's
to
still
pick a
on.
lock?
Yes.
Is Lady Baxley still in the room?
I have
Maybe
a
we should just
lock that
ask
needs
her,
to
sir.
be
She is
picked.
not.
Bobby just said yes.
Or maybe someone can lift the keys off that servant weirdo.
Better idea. We ask for the keys.
Why would they give strangers keys to the
Because not
podcast?
all of us are strangers.
It's just
Why
a
would you-
Portsmouth
Yeah,
thing.
that counts me out.
Why would they just give you keys? If my friend came over to my house and asked me for the keys, I'd tell him no.
I'm very persuasive.
Yes, I am too, but I'm still not asking for the keys.
Did you
Is
put
Lady
your gun away
Bexley
by
here?
any chance?
No.
No, she isn't.
Just wanted to back off. Okay.
Where do you want to get into?
There's a door that's locked, and it's near where the weird, the shape in my peripherals was.
Well, you had it too.
I just told you that.
That's why you ran off, remember?
True.
You ran off to investigate what I was talking about, then immediately pissed off.
I
the
am
other person.
upset. Ugh.
What's the butler's name again?
Clifton.
Clifton.
And is he still in the room?
Not currently.
He ain't hanging about.
All right. So, I'm assuming there's a way to call him.
There's buttons by the door, yeah.
All
Buttons
right.
by
I'll
the door.
go and press the
Shout.
button that calls someone to the room.
Okay.
The
Which
big
button
red
do you
Clifton button.
press?
What are the names of the buttons?
So you have head of household, kitchen, general service, and driver.
Head of household.
You bring the buzzer, and eventually Clifton arrives.
Cliffy, old man. The
Yes.
art room thing. It's locked. Could we have the key so we can go inside?
You don't know it's called the art room.
All right. That
Only
room up
Kazoo
there.
knows that.
I didn't think that's not the room that the bookbud was.
I'm not interrupting this.
Okay.
Unfortunately, sir, the room above the doorway is Theodore's private study, and only he has the key.
Ah, okay. Teddy's got the key. There you go, people. Can't get inside. Happy? Awesome. Thank you very much, Cliffy. Are we all?
You're very well. He begins to walk off.
Done.
Right, I think we need to talk to the vicar.
Who said that they know how to pick a lock?
Bobby, you were handy with a lock, weren't you?
I've done some locksmithing in my time. I don't have my tools with me though, so I don't know how good I can be. And
Maybe might I suggest we don't go breaking in around the house of people who have, you know, putting us up
Wasn't
yet.
66% of our plan crime?
Well,
Yes, that's why I'm doing the other 33%.
Yes, crime we can get away with.
yes, we're not living on the church ground or in Stephen's back garden. We've already been half of you been thrown out of one place to sleep tonight. Perhaps not the second.
The man does have a point.
Okay, so we wait till everybody goes to bed.
Oh
then.
my god.
If you're going to Church Lane, I'd rather like to see if perhaps anyone saw anything. Well, saw Katie.
I asked Mr. Lear, and he said that everyone that his group had asked said that they had not. Like she just vanished out of thin air.
Where did she come from?
Where did she go?
Uh,
I'm not gonna finish that sentence.
Fishman
No,
Joe.
but I mean, okay, mate, I mean,
If it hadn't been for Fish Died Joe, there'd be more children around here. I go anyway. Hang on. Can you put us back to the map of the
Of
parish,
course I
Midge?
can.
Give us the map.
I need my maps.
Is there anyone in this town called Old Greg by any chance?
Who's a greasy manfish? Ever drunk dilated from a shoe?
There was, I think she went. Yeah, she went around one of the corner on Church Street, and that was the last she's from a
Okay,
friend's house.
which one is Church Street? Is it the one that goes up to? Is it this one?
The one going to the church, I presume.
oh yeah.
Church
Okay.
Street is actually that entire Y shape as well. It's both sides.
Oh,
Oh.
Yep, it's that and that and
Hang
that.
on, I don't want to be pink. Let me just. This whole Y.
Yeah, that whole Y is
Do
Church
we know
Street.
which corner she disappeared on?
Nobody asked.
Oh,
because I thought the
that's
street. Because I thought the street would be a street.
Wasn't it at the top of Church Street?
Why have you drawn such a complicated town with bloody pentagons everywhere?
Well, let's have a think.
Pentagons everywhere. Oh no.
Pentagons, if you just put straight lines between each corner, you eventually get a
this one.
pentagram.
Look at this
Just-
thing.
So you're saying
holy of symbols.
you're saying the entire town is one set? No.
Yes.
We already
There is an
the
awful lot of
innocent
them.
should be-
Not gonna lie.
Yeah, I find something entertaining there, Midge, or just like
I'm just loving the back and forth of this conversation. We're not fishmen! Pentagrams! The devil! Great.
I just want to.
We're
I
trying to
finally want
figure it
to.
out.
look.
I finally want to investigate something, and everybody said no.
Look, my one bullshit guess of the day at the time has succeeded. I'm on a roll.
The craziest shit we can think about.
Took a couple of weeks to bloody get there, though.
I made it the second.
We
The second.
only saw Stephen like the before.
Yeah.
I know.
I made.
So,
I made
what
it.
are we doing? I need a definitive answer of what we're doing, right?
Oh
Going to
my
the
God.
church.
Breaking into the storeroom.
I'm going to the church.
Let's go to the church.
I want to speak to the vicar.
Oh,
Okay.
right. I'm going to donate my money.
No, we're not donating money.
Church clearly
Can't
has enough
tell me
money.
what to do with my allowance.
Our
You have an
allowance.
allowance?
There's someone that has more money than you that's giving you this amount of money.
That's just the
accountant.
daily amount I'm allowed to spend without thinking about it.
Oh God, is your father alive?
No, I'm head of house.
Yeah. Okay, I thought so.
Oh my goodness. Okay. I would like to investigate Katie's disappearance, and if that takes us to the church, we should all go to the church. I don't want to go anywhere alone. This town is freaking me the fuck out. Okay.
Right.
Okay,
I'm getting in my car. Let's fucking go.
you're going in your car this time.
Yes.
How many seats?
How many seats?
4, including me.
I'll take mine.
Shotgun.
I'll take mine.
Who has 4 as well? Because you
I'll
have the
get-
exact same car in the exact same color. Because they only
Well,
came in one.
there wasn't a lot on the market at the time, was there?
I think there was 2 colors: silver or black, or darker silver. I can't remember, but yeah.
Oh, lend me some darker silver, actually.
Oh my goodness. Anyway, I guess we're going to town.
Okay, so
Get in, losers. We're going investigating.
where are you
My
planning on
car.
stopping? Where are you planning on parking? Are you going straight to Church Street in the
I
car?
think I'm going to follow Lady Bexley's example, but just do it better.
Okay, so you're going to park in the main square. Don't worry.
Yes, but
So that's probably the best place to park because it's where other people seem to park their cars.
Randomly.
Not many other people have personal cars, so they don't tend to appear in like the only thing other cars really you see around town are service vans and things. So milk delivery, grocers. Few people have cars, but it's not like today where you see them on the street everywhere. So the most space is probably in the square. So parking in the square is fine. It's ample parking room. Willem, are you getting in a car or are you taking a bike? You're
I'm getting in the car now.
Okay, do remember anything that is on your bike you will not have.
Except what I'm carrying.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Mhm.
All right, so you get into town and you say you're heading up to the church. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay. You're heading up Church Street. Would anyone like to do anything on Church Street, or are we going straight up to the church?
Is there
Spot hidden.
florist?
Wait,
What are you trying to spot hidden on?
hang on a second.
First.
Before we go on to Church Street,
Yes.
can I stop by Lear Engineering's again? I want to double check. Apparently, none of us asked where his daughter actually went missing.
Because I thought the street was a street. I'm
well,
fucking
it's
sorry.
an oversight on our part.
I haven't
Fine.
spoken to Mr. Lear yet, so I'm definitely.
Exactly. I'm just gonna say, would you mind terribly if we popped in on Mr. Lear again, just to double check where Katie went missing?
It depends
can
which
try.
car you're in.
We're all in the town square, aren't we? Getting out of the
Yup.
cars.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Okay.
to the group, a group question.
Well,
I'm
yes.
staying outside. I think that gentleman's seen quite enough of me for a while.
And
I
I was
mean,
with you,
I've
so I
met
will
him
as well.
yesterday, but I was behind him. He might not remember me, and if he does, I'm not.
I mean, how many people are big enough to pick him up by his...
You have a point, but still, I would like to ask this man a question because
Sure,
I
well, I'll
am.
stay outside.
If we're going to the church later, I might just stop by and grab some flowers beforehand. So I'll meet you at the church.
Yeah, if they're going to the church now, you could probably there's probably a place you can pick up flowers in the square. In fact, there is someone selling flowers from a market stall in town.
So who's coming into Liz?
I'll go.
I'm gonna
You'll
make my way.
remember me.
I'm gonna just make my way up to the church now because I'd be
Okay.
alone for a bit.
No worries. You're heading up to the church,
I'm just waiting
Ah.
outside.
and the rest of you. So
What are
you
you
go
doing,
inside.
Forrest?
Forrest,
What?
are you going?
I'm staying with the group.
Okay.
You're going in. So Byron's outside and Bobby's going off to the church. No worries. Well, he's picking up flowers and then going to the church. Take like 2 bob off of your monies for the day.
Okay.
So you go inside and you're met with for those of you who have been here before, the same receptionist, but through the glass behind you don't see anybody.
Excuse me, is Mr. Lear in?
Oh, and unfortunately not. He's joined the search for his daughter.
And where was that? Where is that happening?
Honestly, fucked if I know. There's a lot of land around the town.
Would you happen to know where it was that she went missing originally?
They just said Church Street. One of the corners. I expect if she was coming home, she'd be coming through, well, down towards the square.
And where was she before she left for home?
Why would she know that?
I think she was at a friend's house.
Yeah, she was at a friend's house. Sorry. We
Ah.
didn't keep you up to date on that.
No. And who might that be?
I don't really keep the affairs of who Mr. Lear's daughter's
I'm not
friends are and where
associated
they
with the
live.
weirdo.
That's such a shame.
I don't think I don't have that name on my list of names.
You haven't found out the friend's name yet.
No, there's a lot of questions we didn't ask. Okay.
Can I run a psychology check if she really doesn't?
Without a psychology check, you get the impression this person doesn't really know what's going on.
Mm.
You get the impression that this sort of person doesn't exactly know what's going on with her own job.
Okay.
Oh, I know. I can relate.
She just knows that.
Right,
Godfather
so
made her
probably
aware of
the
it.
eastern side of Church then. But maybe we can ask some people there. Is there anybody in this town who could tell us more about the younger people here?
Oh yeah, no, I'm checking out of this conversation.
The teachers.
Artemis sort of is.
There's a school, if that's what you're asking.
We should not
Yes.
go in there. Sorry, I'm not here. But like,
Well, that's on Church Street as well.
Isn't that?
oh god. why
Yes,
did you
you've
say it
actually
like that?
been to the Viscount school because it's attached to the library.
Oh,
Why
it's
does it have to
it's
say
next
it
door.
like that?
Yeah, it's
Where
literally-
is the wool shop?
That is. You would know this. It's south of.
I would know this. Yes, I would.
It's on East Street. It's that one there.
That's west.
Yeah, west. Sorry.
West
It's based on the direction the guy was
You have the,
facing when
the
he was
wall
making
shop.
the maps.
You have the cafe that Soapy's been to, and also the grocery store that used to belong to Soapy's grandfather, but is now owned by someone else.
Artemis gets this like thoughtful look on her face, and she's like, do go on without me. I need to make a quick stop." She wanders off to the wool shop.
Okay.
I'm gonna see if I can find a teacher.
You believe it?
She's just gonna wander off and try and search for a teacher.
Well, I'm heading for Church Street.
Are you leaving Leah's construction and not
Yeah,
just
'cause
saying
the-
what you're all doing in front of this really confused?
Sorry, yeah, no,
receptionist?
I thought we'd
Poor woman.
come out back outside again.
All right.
Well, I needed to make sure you'd finish questioning.
Okay.
her,
Oh,
'cause
yeah,
you were
yeah,
asking
yeah.
her a lot of
Yes.
things. Okay, so you exit and
I'm also going to go to West Street because I want to have a look at this grocery shop where it's that Soapy's grandfather used to own.
you don't know that that's where that is. He hasn't.
Fuck, I don't. Ah.
He's also not with you right now.
I know. I
Yes.
said in Bexley Hall about that was sat outside the cafe.
You said that, but you
He
didn't
doesn't
say.
know where the cafe is.
Yeah.
Artemis would know where the cafe is because she lives here.
Asked.
She's fucked off already to the wool
Well,
shop.
I guess I'm
standing
going
at
to the
door,
church then.
I see people leaving.
Follow someone quick.
I'm going to the church.
Touch George quick.
I've got a
If
check to
you-
write.
If you asked, like, I said terribly sorry if you can go on ahead, like you can interrupt me.
I'm outside still. Okay, no, we're outside.
I thought we were already outside. I said that when we were
Right.
outside. I said that to the
Okay,
group.
then I'm gonna just I ask where if you know where a do you know where a Bobby's grandfather's grocery shop was? I'd like to have a quick look at it.
Well, yes. It's the same direction actually.
Okay.
Okay, quick question, Miss Sheffield. Would you know who the primary teacher here is?
Would
And I'm
I?
talking about high school level.
Give me that names.
Yeah, I'm. Give me a minute. I've got a lot of books.
I've got to write some things down too. Don't even worry about it. It's fine.
We're also gonna need a contact tree for class, the child's names and their.
Oh my
primary
goodness.
I am not joining on this part of the investigation.
Do they have any allergies?
Peanuts.
Oh my goodness.
The teacher of the. You want the secondary level?
Yeah, whatever you want to call it. It's
Yeah, it's the
whoever
Where
teaches
she would have been taught. yeah.
whoever teaches Katie, and possibly I don't know if well, it's probably going to be a small group, right?
Yeah, yeah, it's a relatively small group.
Yeah,
not a
so
small
possibly also
place.
Charlotte.
I'm
You would know her as Miss Hearn.
Miss Hearn.
H-E or H-I?
Hearn.
I believe you'd be looking for Miss Hearn.
And where would I be able to
Oh,
find
silent E on the end. Sorry, silent E on the end. It's alright, just put one extra letter on.
Very strenuous, Major. I'm not sure I can quite do it.
It's German descent. It's okay.
To cross it out and write it again.
You're all of German descent. Sorry.
You could. Look for
I
her.
thank you very much. I'm a Slav.
And that is next to the library, right?
Yes.
You would know
Very
that.
well.
You have seen the school building.
Yeah. Okay, so okay,
He just double checking.
I'll be heading there then. Back up the hill. Well, not quite up the hill, right? It's really getting steep after the building's end.
It starts to get no, it starts to travel on this main stretch. It starts to go, but it starts getting steep on the bend.
Right. Yeah, I'll be heading for the.
Unfortunately, I couldn't put ordnance survey lines onto this, so I can't tell you where all the height and.
God damn it!
I need a
Inaccurate
topographical map, Midge, or this is just not going to work.
Import from Google. Oh wait.
Oh wait, yeah, good point. If this did exist on Google, that would make this so much easier. So yes, so you're going to the school. Borgvard's going to the church. You're going to the wool shop. You're going to the grocer's. Bobby's already at the church. And right, Hartwell, what are you doing? Where are you going? Which
I'm
one?
going to the church.
Church. Okay. Quickly over to Bobby. So Bobby, you're quite familiar where the gravestone is. It's quite picturesque in the hillocked area of the churchyard. There is a relatively old sycamore tree near the grave, and yeah. What would you like to do?
I will place my flowers down on the gravestone, and I'll probably just sort of wander off over towards the tree. Probably maybe just sit underneath it for a bit and pull the compass that I carry with me out and maybe just stare at that for a bit.
Okay.
Just quiet contemplation.
Have you lost any sanity points?
I have lost 2, I believe.
Roll me
Yes.
1d4.
1d4. One.
You recover 1 sanity point from this quiet moment of contemplation with your favored object.
Noted. Do weird things with my hand. Whoa.
Why? It's
I guess if it's not attached, you can't.
so
see
you're
it.
looking at this. You're looking at the
Whoa! That got lewd and dark at the same time. I love it.
You're looking at the compass, and it fills you with those fond memories that you hold with it. And you look up, and you see walking up the path Borgvard and Lord Forest Hartwell, looking kind of bewildered at this quite extravagant church, but you're quite familiar with, so it doesn't confuse you. Borgvard and Forest, you come across this churchyard, and it's really quite picturesque. There's obviously, being a churchyard, there is a solemnness to it, but it's well kept, and it's rather beautiful. And the church up above, towering above, is both old, new, and ornate. What are you doing?
Meandering towards the church. I'm telling a story about fighting in World War I.
Interesting. I'm talking about flying over you fighting in World War One.
See, a real man would have fought on the front lines, not just flown over them.
Yeah, that's why you had the Red Baron.
But I'm Norwegian.
I love that.
They sound German to me, buddy.
So, Quirk, you see the 2 quirkier members of your party arguing about the First World War. Do you join them, or are you going to stick to your quiet contemplation?
Do I hear them is the question.
Oh, yeah, you hear them.
Fair enough.
Even though you're at a disadvantage with missing an ear, you hear them.
There's people on the other side of the world that can hear us.
All the way back in Tannenberg.
The 2 loudest members of the party, I think.
I'll probably look up and sort of like, yes, hello there. I'm
You're quite a way away from the main path. You're on like a side path.
Well, I'll start making my way over towards them then.
Okay, no worries. So the 3 of you move towards the church. Are you going inside?
Yep.
Okay. You go inside, and It's quiet. Doesn't seem to be anybody about.
Hello?
You call out and you hear a slight rumbling in the back, and a man comes out. He's got black linen trousers on and a black shirt. Oh, hello. Can I help you?
Yes, I'd like to make a sizable donation to your church.
Oh, Right, come right this way, and
I'm gonna turn to the other guys and like give them like a knowing wink. Like, ah. It's always good to grease the wheels.
he leads you to a small side office, I guess you could call it, which is kind of behind the altar area. Right, thank you. Starts off for your generosity. I'm sorry, I don't think we've met. Who are you all to be so generous to our...
Oh, I'm the generous
Lowly.
ones. They're just around.
Even so, normally donations come from those familiar to our lowly piece of bliss within a noisy world. How did you hear of us, and who are you?
Oh, I'm Borgfar Gunderson the Third. Teeth. English is not my first. What's the word? I don't know.
No, don't worry. I follow. Nice to meet you, Mr. He goes to shake your hand, realizes the
Gunderson.
correct hand is missing, and then
it's
quickly
it's
swaps.
okay. It happens all the time. The Great War and whatnot.
Oh, right. Very well. And the rest of you?
Lord
Bobby.
Forrest Hartwell.
Right, another noble. Right, he sort of pats down his shirt a bit, and
More of a lesser noble.
you, sir, I are you a prince?
No, just Bobby.
Okay, Bobby.
I'm just
Um,
Bobby.
His name is Bobby, but he's not a. It's very confusing in this place.
No, I follow. Don't you worry. So, you would like to make a donation?
Yes, and I'm gonna pull out like a wad of cash and just put it down like on his desk. Not coins, paper currency. I would like to donate 200 pounds to the church.
Yeah, right.
Can I go build a new church of that?
I was thinking maybe a Borgfard Gunderson confessional booth or something. I don't know. I'm not a member of your particular heathen denomination.
God.
What an entrance.
Doesn't even break my daily spending limit.
He picks up the money and just
Pockets
opens your
it.
top pocket, opens your top pocket and puts it in, and then very sternly says, "I think you ought to leave."
I mean, okay. Oh, that's fine. I mean, if you don't want to, I know maybe a pew with my name on it, or a statue with my bust. Whatever is, it's up to you.
Leave before I call the police.
I mean, you're the one who's holding my money.
No,
You get it back.
It's in your top pocket.
Oh, he put it back? I thought you
back.
said
Yeah, no.
took it.
He went and put it in, and then went leave.
Borgvard, come on. Take him
Man, these-
gently by the shoulder and guide him towards the door.
I'm confused.
You just called the local head of this church a heathen.
He also knows I don't speak very good English.
No, he
Is that the
doesn't.
vicar?
It came up in conversation.
Well, that couldn't have gone worse.
Not likely.
I'm just gonna look at the vicar and just say, foreigner.
Can I roll a charm on that?
Oh,
It's a bit late. Honestly, it's a bit late.
Unless he's into some weird shit, I don't think he's not sure he's going to enjoy being called a
Alright,
heathen
well
in that
then-
other context.
Then persuade.
You'll have to forgive
Again.
him. He's not
Too late.
Too late. He's
You
not
were
being
saying,
forgiven.
Bobby, you were saying.
Fine,
I was
it'll
gonna
go
try
to
and
the Protestants then.
a fast talk. Try and fast talk probably wouldn't work anyway.
I mean, you can try and fast talk to add on to this because that hasn't been said yet. Yeah.
All right. Well, he's he's Norwegian nobles. You know how they are.
Right. Of course. But I do think it's best he doesn't use that kind of language around here. And even so, I don't think we'll accept any of his money.
I got an idea. I'll hand it to you, and then you hand it to him.
It's not going to happen.
In the meantime, while you're
You've kind of
exiting the
made him
church,
angry.
I will go over
Don't
to
understand.
group going to West Street. So Artemis and Byron.
Right. So I assume it's not like a long. Well, it's not a long walk.
No.
Walking.
Very quick.
So what do you hope to find out when going to this war shop?
You don't know I'm going to the wall shop.
Why?
I just said I needed to make a quick detour.
Because
Okay.
you
No,
meta
good.
knowledge.
I'm too used to being a DM. I mean, I need to get back into it.
I
you
know
need-
all.
You need 2 pens for the notes you write down. One
I
color
do
for...
have that, but I don't have 2 brains for the stuff I know.
Well, read the pens.
I don't.
Read the pens.
That's not how pen.
Read
Right.
them. Read
It says
them.
Bic.
Actually, no, it says KCS.
Mine says Micron.
Anyway, pens aside,
Seidler. Right.
Pentel.
So where are you going?
Oh, I'm going to buy some wool.
Interesting time for it. Can I do a psychology roll to see if there's
Yes,
if there's perhaps
sure,
any
why
hidden
not?
meaning behind this?
And I'll tell you how I look if you succeed. Did you succeeded?
41.
I look kind of smug.
Well, have fun with that.
or like not like I know something that you don't know.
Right. You know something, don't you?
Well, I hope to learn.
And the wool shop is the best place for that?
Isn't it always?
I can't say I've been to a lot of wool shops myself.
You're missing an awful lot of gossip.
Never been a gossip man myself, but it seems it might be the time.
okay,
I
so
don't-
you come to the road, and clearly there is the wool shop with the grocers right next door to it.
I'm going to pop into the grocers. Just
You
in
gonna
case
go
the
in?
pie wasn't quite split enough, you know.
Yep, no worries. Well, so you go in and you notice that there's a relatively fresh sign above the shop that reads Gibbs Home Foods, and it is a local grocer's. And inside you are met by it's a relatively cool feeling as you go into the shop. It's not like it has a cooling system, but there's a lot of there's a stone floor, and it's well ventilated to try and keep the produce kind of relatively fresh, if that makes sense. And behind the counter you see a man in his mid to late 30s with blackish hair. There's maybe some slight Latin blood to him, but
Okay.
not overly. Like, it's not, oh, he's Spanish. No, it's just like darker hair.
Okay.
Seems like a corner shop.
Okay. I'm just I'm just gonna go and say, do you have any cigarettes?
Yep. He just any particular brand?
What I don't. I'll be honest. Don't know cigarette brands. What are cigarette
Camels?
brands?
Red apple.
Red
What he
Apple?
said.
Yeah.
Yeah. As he's just sort of reaching for that, can I have a glance around, like, you know?
Or you want to try and spot for something, or
Yeah, just like as I don't know, just looking like mostly the windows. I'm gonna say.
the windows?
Yes.
Sure.
And like the front, overall front of overall storefront.
Okay.
Probably nothing here, but it's worth a look at. I see nothing exquisitely well.
You see through the window.
You see through a transparent window.
You're looking at the shop front windows, yes?
The shop front window, the overall front of the sort of shut the store.
Everyone take off your headphones, bar Kazoo.
Wait, what? Oh, fuck me.
Because you specifically said you're looking at the front windows, which looks out back onto the street.
Yeah.
You notice something a little bit in the distance. You notice one of the police inspectors accosting a man that you somewhat recognize but haven't spoken to.
Okay.
It seems relatively heated.
Mm-hmm.
And then they drag him to the station.
I'm very clearly
Hello.
Right. I'm just gonna sort of quickly glance back, actually throw the required money at the clerk, and just grab the.
You slightly overpay, so put a shilling down.
Oh no.
Because it's like,
Yeah, exactly. It's like, this is roughly enough. Have it. I'm gonna quickly move out onto the street.
Okay.
Is there any just perhaps bystanders to around where it happened?
Yeah, there's a couple of townsfolk that obviously rubbernecked the situation.
I'm just gonna sort of walk up to the nearest one. And say, what was happening down there? I just spotted it from the grocers.
Well, one of the inspectors just kind of took away Mr. Fletcher there.
Mr. Fletcher, what does he do?
What's he do here? Well, he's one of the workers for Lear Construction.
He's a Fletcher.
Interesting. Was there anything precipitating this? Was he just grabbed?
But they had a little bit of a chat.
I don't suppose you heard anything, did you?
Well, I shouldn't rightly say, but it seemed like it was about Katie.
Oh dear. Oh, that's unfortunate. I'll leave you to your day then. Thanks for the information.
Right. And she walks off with her bag.
Okay.
She was looking through for something. Artemis, you're in the wool shop. And
yes, I am.
In enters a woman who is just rifling through her bag, but shortly behind you. But what would you like to do in said wool shop?
Well, I'm going to browse, and while I'm browsing, maybe the owner strikes up a conversation.
The owner?
The counter, whoever is there to sell me wool.
Are you striking a conversation, or are you expecting them to?
I'm expecting them to, because that's how wool shops work. I can tell you both from experience and from watching a lot of Agatha Christie.
Can I help you?
Well, that's my decision. Honestly.
Well, if you want to have a town where for some reason the wool shop isn't full of people that want to gossip, then that's your decision. But I'm very surprised.
Is just out of curiosity, is gossiping in a wool shop something that's common in England?
Okay, at this point of time, every woman in this town, every woman in the fucking country needs to go into the wool shop to get wool, because everyone knits their own shit, because it's just the thing that people, especially after the war, literally everyone will go into the wool shop. So the person who's in the wool shop will hear everyone's stories from everything that happens in the town.
Wool, or is it going to TJ Maxx?
It's part of the haberdashery shop, isn't it? Midge, you said it was they have
going to Michael's to get some Halloween direct.
Yeah, they have some other basic items
Cloth
as well as
and
that
things.
cloth and yeah. Nowhere near as fancy as that massive that really posh tailor's, but like everyday sort of needs.
No, but you wouldn't expect it to. I'd expect it to have lots of sort of wool and some reels of thread and things. Maybe some
Yes.
knitting supplies.
Hold on. I need to find the voice for this woman.
Just think back to GCSE drama.
Could I have
I
her
did play a
name?
woman in Jesus. So
I played 2.
I got.
Oh, I've played many.
Well,
Surprise.
Hey, I got full marks for playing a woman on my GCSE. Let's just say,
I don't understand. The
in a
words that are coming
naturalistic
out of his mouth.
piece.
I didn't do
But
naturalistic at all. Fuck that.
anyway. Yeah. That's
I was
the
all
most of the.
like hyper up, like up to yeah.
I was a Church of England adoptee of an African child. That's kind of like
I was a Welsh hairdresser and a generic Northern woman.
nice. Trying to think.
I'm
Of...
gonna confuse
Well,
American.
Artemis, nice to see you. How are we doing?
Who is she?
This is Mrs. Miggins.
You're just making this.
Is she on a pie shop
No,
as well?
that would be Mrs. Mooney had a pie shop.
Her name is
no,
Mrs.
She sounds like
Wool.
a cat. That's why she's in the wool shop.
No, Mrs. Miggins has been there since I've had to write down the word wool shop from week 1. No, she's excellent. I was just trying to remember her voice. Well, oh, sorry. So, have you heard of the progress that's being made on the disappearances?
You heard the tragedy of that.
Oh, Miss. Shut up. Fuck off.
Let me tell you a
Darth-
tale.
Darth Craythorne.
Darth Miggins.
Oh my goodness.
Fuck me. Right.
Okay.
Come on, 20 minutes left. I want to get this play done. We spent
Oh my god.
3
No,
weeks
we're
on
not.
one
Because
day.
the longer we take on per day, the more we're doing per day, the more information we're getting.
The less notes you have to write.
Time does not work like that.
It doesn't.
Yes, it does. If we spend like 4 hours in a session, you can't then say, "Oh, that's 12 hours in game," because it just
no,
happens
but it will
that
definitely
way.
be 4 real hours.
And it has been. Okay. Oh, Mrs. Miggins. Well,
Miggins.
I feel a little out of the loop, honestly. I know that Katie went missing, and obviously I heard about poor Charlotte as well. I haven't heard of any progress made on that.
Well, nor have I, and that's the strange thing. Normally, I would have heard from one of the wives of the local place, but everything's being kept very hush-hush.
You mean they're deliberately trying to avoid people finding out?
Not, well, they never deliberately hope for people to find out. It's just...
Oh, but in a
It's-
town like this, you know people talk.
Oh, people talk, of course. But it's being well guarded. And then the lady that followed you in actually pipes up. And she goes, well, I just heard them one of the police officers taking old Bobby Fletcher in for some questioning.
Another Bobby!
No, sorry, Billy Fletcher.
Oh my god.
Billy
Do I know
Fletcher.
anything about where... Why would I know fucking where Billy Fletcher lives? Never mind.
He's a similar age to you, so you might know where he lives.
Oh, where does he live?
He lives on. Let me get the road name. He lives on. I believe he lives on Blackthorne.
Blackthorne?
Sorry, no, don't take that for granted right now. I've got a lot of pages. Blackstone Road.
Blackstone Road. Billy Fletcher in connection with Katie's disappearance? Oh, but I heard that Katie disappeared on Church Lane.
Well, that's all we've heard as well. It's well, apparently she's coming back from a friend's house. But well, I don't know. Maybe Billy knew something that none of us did. He is relatively close to the Lear family after all.
Well, yes, I'd expected with him working with her father.
Indeed.
Do you know which friend she was visiting?
They haven't said.
Hmm. That is
With
rather
that-
strange.
With that, I'm going to go over to Willem, who is outside the school at this point.
Indeed. Does the school still seem to be open?
At this time, school is in session.
It's in session even.
Yes,
Hmm.
at this time of the day.
I'll walk to the front door and see if it's actually.
The school front doors are open, yeah.
Anybody inside? I see.
Not in the main hallway, but
No.
you've walked through an empty playground, and you can hear on your right there is voices from from what you assume is a classroom.
Is that like windows on the outside of the classroom? Can I look in, or is it closed with wall? Oh, you guys are thinking the wrong things here.
You're a creepy, weird man who just wandered into an elementary school.
And is now
No,
looking
no,
into
no,
the
no.
windows.
High school
High school.
age.
I'm sure that makes it all the better.
Look, where I come from, windows on the inside of the
I
school.
thought you were
There
going to
is-
say where I come from.
there
People
is-
always
there
look
is
inside the
win-
windows.
there's
Of
a
The age of
window-
consent is 14.
There is a window on the inside and to the outside. You would have passed a window.
So
on the
can I
outside.
see if there's a teacher there and
There's a teacher in the class, and there is a class in session. Yes.
there's a class in session? Are there more classes, or is that the only one?
That's the only classroom in use currently, but there's other rooms.
I'll check the other rooms first.
Okay. Okay, so you're in a hallway. The
Mhm.
classroom is the first door on your right. You'd have to
Yep.
pass the window of the classroom
Mm-hmm.
to get to the other two doors. And
Yep.
there's a door on the left and a door on the right.
I'll just casually walk on and go to the second door on the right.
Okay. You get about halfway down the corridor when you hear a door open behind you and a voice going, excuse me, what are you doing?
Is there anybody else currently on the grounds? One of the teachers, perhaps, or are you the only one?
I'm the only teacher here,
Plan on committing an atrocity.
and I need you to tell me what on earth you're doing in here.
Would you mind closing the door first?
Oh my God.
The whole school doesn't need to hear this.
Well,
I'm going to have to ask you to leave, unfortunately, sir.
Very well.
Oh my God.
Could you refrain
This
that
is worse than
word?
what I
You're not even going to try and explain yourself.
Nope.
Ah.
did. This is so much worse than what I did.
And you are very hastily asked to leave the school.
Mm-hmm.
Coming in unannounced is to an school.
Well, what can I say? I'm brash.
yeah,
Brash?
fair enough,
Don't be
fair enough.
brash.
So, Willem, you wander back to Church Street. Is there anything you'd like to try and do on Church Street?
Just a glance about, specifically the corners. I'm passing both corners.
So, what you want to go to each end?
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically wander back and forth, see if I can see anything specific.
You get the idea that the corners are quite blind, as in someone could be round either of the two corners here and not notice anyone in the next road until they reach the next road.
So it's literal blind corners.
Yeah.
Any alleyways we can see?
only ones past houses, which you assume go to people's gardens.
Mm-hmm.
There's only a few of those. Little access ones.
I'll move back up to the church.
Okay. As you move up to the church, you enter the churchyard and you see sort of idly shuffling about outside the church, Hartwell, Borgvard, and Quirk kind of at a loss for what they need to do now, considering they were... You don't know this, but they were hastily exited out of an establishment, such as yourself
I was
just
about
was.
to say, I think we share something in common here.
But we don't know that.
Oh, just
Gentlemen.
Hello. So, what did you find out?
Not a whole lot, unfortunately enough. But I'm still hoping to meet the vicar.
Okay, we'll wait outside.
Oh, really?
Oh, yes. Because if we go in, Borgvard might try to call him a heathen again and give him money.
he wouldn't accept money. It's weird.
Give Willem the
I'm
money
not so
and
sure
you
if I'm doing the I've done the worst thing.
Well, what happened to you?
I tried to find a teacher in the school, and well, apparently I didn't go around the right way, so I got sent off.
You went in the front door, didn't you?
Well, I'm not going in through the back door.
Which is weirder.
No, but you don't. You go through the front door and just keep going. You kind of wait. It's a school.
It's a public building.
There's children. People tend to be protective of them.
That's not how that works.
This is why I went to West Street.
I think we've been better off standing over by the trees still.
That's a good point.
So, are you going inside, Willem?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Don't mention you know us.
You
I
enter the
don't
building.
plan to.
Good.
It is relatively empty.
So was it? Quick question, but was it the vicar they met, or
They don't know.
they don't know? Oh, that's great.
No.
I just tried to thrust money at somebody.
Who seem like they work at the church.
Would I have recognised him since I was familiar with the church? I don't know who he was.
Yes, you would recognize him as the vicar. Considering he's leading the ceremony for your grandfather's funeral, you will have met this man.
He is still leading the funeral for your grandfather, right?
I don't know. I'll have to go find out.
But yes, you're in the empty church as you were once before.
Mm-hmm. I will definitely admire the art again,
Okay.
and make sure I'm heard.
Okay. After about 5 minutes of idle pacing and looking at the sculptures and
The windows.
crenellations and the windows and the whatnots and doodads, appears a man in a black shirt and black linen trousers.
What's his name again? Right. Mr. Snow, I presume?
Yes. Sorry, have we met?
No, but I've been here this morning and I was very interested in the church, and the deacon told me you could probably tell me more.
Well, he would probably be right.
So, first of all, I noticed there was only 8 windows, and apparently a storm knocked out the other windows before, and they were never remade.
So, we use the storm as a somewhat figure of speech. The original windows apparently, way before my time, were reprimanded by the Church of England and taken down.
Oh, how so?
Well, apparently they didn't like the fact we featured so much of our own folk saint and not enough of his Lord Jesus Christ.
But they're all still from St. Craythorne. I do not see a single Christ here, except for the one hanging. Wait, no, there's no Christ on that. It's just a cross, right?
It's just across above. But there are smaller ones with Christ on, say on the side of the confession booth and such.
So what did the other 4 windows depict then?
I don't actually rightly know. It all we have in the direct church logs is that they were taken away or taken down for some reason. The English is old and vague, but I assume there was too much nudity or something of the sort with the early prudishness of the
Nudity in the
Church of
church
England.
window. It's quite peculiar, is it?
Exactly. This is why I assume they were taken down.
Surely, as the vicar of this church, you would know.
About the windows, I haven't the foggiest, I'm afraid.
Are you absolutely sure?
Well, they did sort of have. It is said, not in the direct church records, but in some more of the local town records. Some of the records that the so and so generations of the Bexleys kept. Apparently they were too sinful for the average viewer, and the church demanded they be destroyed.
Sinful, you say? In what way?
I'm afraid that's all they gave. Vagueness as ever, but I would sure like to know myself.
I can understand
It
that.
would be, despite their sinful ways, it would be nice to see the full set at least once, even if we
It will
didn't play
complete
them
your.
to have
It will
them.
complete your story much better, won't it?
And yes, it would be. It'd be nice to have an overall picture, be able to tell the history a bit better. I wouldn't exactly display them, of course. I've got to keep in line with the church's
Understood.
wants. Yes.
You have a lot of foreign investors, don't you?
We've been lucky over the years. A lot of
the last one.
the town, a lot of the town have made connections far and wide, and the originators of the church also had their own connections, which then spread further, and word spreads, and so on and so forth. Some of it came from private collections and such. But yes, we've been very lucky. Yeah, it's very keen of you to have noticed.
Well, yes, the grotesques on the clock are very clear. Very interesting.
Particular favorite of mine, yes. They are magnificent. I have to say, it is an honor, an absolute honor to be able to be the guardian of such a fine house of worship.
Could you explain the emotions depicted in the clock tower? Because I couldn't quite make it out. I am slightly nearsighted.
So, no worries. Follow me. He takes you to his office, and he pulls out. He goes to a bookshelf, and he pulls out a black-bound sort of. You would call it a book, but it's almost a journal-like thing, and it has some drawings of the grotesques, and 2 are of men, or what seem to be men, and 2 are of angels. Sorry, devils. Fuck. Okay, 2 angels, 2 devils. And the angels depict both happy and sad, and then the devils show anger, and then a face that you can't quite even make out, nor can he.
Hmm.
And he explains that these pieces were originally set in the uh, the archway connecting the new build to the old build, but they got moved by one of my forerunners, and they apparently display the tells and signs of human nature.
Before though, is the church angled in a certain direction? Like specific north-south, or aiming at Jerusalem as most are?
The oldest part of the church has a slight angle towards Jerusalem, but with the various renovations, outer buildings, there's no one set direction that you'd say the church is facing.
Thank you very much. That's a very educational explanation.
No, anytime. Anyone as interested as I am to the beauty that is our holy house here is quite welcome. Sorry, I didn't catch your name.
Oh, Willem Compagnie. I work for AP.
Is that a Belgian accent I hear?
No, it's Dutch.
Dutch. Oh, okay. Perfect. Well, if you're around on Sunday, I recommend you come in and listen to a service.
I might just do that.
Very well. Lovely to meet you. If there's anything else, I'm normally around. If not, the deacon can point you to me.
Thank you very much. I'll just casually stroll outside. Are these guys, these numbnuts, still waiting just outside the door, or?
They are.
Oh
Yep.
boy.
Not going anywhere.
Right, I'm slowly moving away and trying not to make eye contact. Just gesturing them.
Well, what did
Still
you
trying
learn?
to pretend like he doesn't know you.
If the vicar's watching, yeah.
I
You
would have
missed
been.
what hidden.
I would have been packed. Probably. I'd
Do I have to roll a spot hidden? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, a fumble. No, I'm blind as a bat. I did
You
check.
don't see anyone watching you.
It's a miracle that you didn't make me trip.
It's really hard to do fumbles with spot hiddens.
You just
You look at something and your eyeball falls out.
Yeah, it's like a little bit of dust goes in your eye.
Although fumbling trying to knock down a wall, that'll lead to problems.
Well, situation, yeah, situational it changes, but
If only I had my horse, I could have taken my mountain to combat down on it.
I'd love to see you charge at a wall with a horse. Fucking hell.
Yeah,
That poor horse.
I'm sure it'd go great. That's why cavalry charges are often used in siege warfare. Just run those horses straight at that wall. Works every time.
Okay, so the four of you that were at the church begin to drift back down to the town center. Arthur has
Probably
been
just wait.
sat by,
Waiting outside for
he's
Artemis.
been sat at the foot of the statue in the center of town. And Artemis, what are you doing? Have you mingled that way?
I'm still chatting in the wool shop. You think I'm finished questions? Like what?
Wow.
Sorry. No, I'm not done.
Okay. Continue with the wall shop escapades.
See if you can get yourself
Okay.
out like everyone else did.
Ah ha 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 ha. There's something rather unsettling about this whole business.
What business is that, dear? Oh, you mean the children? Well,
Children
yes,
are quite
it's never nice when something of this caliber happens.
If I just say Margaret, do people just kind of like know who I'm talking about? Do I need to specify? Is that how?
You
how
need
do,
to specify because there's a few Margarets in town.
How would I specify?
occupation or last name?
Of course, my chef, Margaret, likened it to the disappearances that happened sort of 20 years ago.
Well, I wouldn't say it's exactly like that. It was just happens to be the last tragedy we had that involved children, of course. If you really wanted to know more, I would talk to either Mr. Rowe or Dr. Samuels. They'd know the most. As you know, it was their family.
Yes, and a tragedy for them both.
But I don't quite see the connection just yet.
There's just something rather odd about the whole thing. It doesn't feel like just girls going missing. Who's
No, what I don't. There's nothing really. Whenever someone would go missing of this sort, it obviously is going to feel unnatural. I'm sure you're just overthinking things.
If I have a psychology check through walls.
Oh, she's not seen the crazy shit I've heard about. Okay.
Or she's lying.
I don't necessarily feel like, can I without, okay, do you know what? Fuck it. I'll try a psychology check. It's not a proficiency I've got, but we're supposed to be doing all of the checks, aren't we? So that we can improve.
Like that.
I'm a natural.
That was almost an extreme.
Well, yeah, there you go. Hard success.
You get the idea that she's taken in what you're saying and is kind of thinking that it's a little bit unnatural, but she's more in denial than you'd say, and like just no pish tosh. There's nothing. It's unfortunate, but there's nothing strange going on. That's what she's outwardly saying, but maybe she's starting to think of things too.
I've put some doubt in her mind.
Yes.
Ah, well. On to brighter topics. I plan to go up to the church later. I was doing a little research recently on its architecture.
Okay. Anything
It's-
particular?
Oh my goodness.
Was another woman chiming in?
Oh well, it's just got so much influence from different places. You know, I've never really thought about it before, but it's rather a lot of foreign funding.
But it's not an overly large amount, I would say. I wouldn't know too much. You'd have to ask someone closer to the church. Maybe the deacon, the vicar, deacon's family.
Okay. I'll just pick out some more. Fuck it. Okay. I'd like some. What color? What colors are available? I'm being indecisive in my shopping in game. Okay.
Got various shades of grey.
Okay.
There's some dark greens, red. There's a sort of peach color. A mango kind of color.
Are you just naming fruit?
At the moment, yes.
I'll have some dark green, please.
Dark
I'll
green
take a
it is.
cucumber and some watermelon.
Yeah, it's about cucumber.
I have a few strings of banana, please.
You're terrible.
A bowl
As
of
long as it comes
wool.
to less than £1, I can pay.
Oh, easily. It comes. To
I
about-
know, but that's
Comes to about 2 pence, 3 pence.
all I got. Okay. Jolly good.
And do you exit the wool shop? Or are you asking
on
more
stage
questions?
left, pursued by questions.
Okay, you get out of the wall shop and you've spent a little bit of a while nattering. You know, you've asked questions in amongst normal conversation as if not to interrogate the ladies, more to sort of flow it.
Just,
And
local gossip. This is what the
find-
wall shop's for.
You find the group of men that have kind of attached themselves to you, sort of fumbling idly in the town square. And that is where we'll leave it this week.
Okay.
As the sun begins to set in St. Craythorne, the 6 of you are left in the town square with more unopened questions than you truly have answers. And we will see you guys next week. Thank you for all these guys for playing, and we'll be back at 7:30 BST on the Saturday. Following next Saturday, we will be taking a couple of bye weeks because various people are on holiday and such. The VOD will be
holiday,
out.
that's what it is.
It's an easiest way to sum it up. But we'll be
Ritualistic
back,
torture?
and the VOD will be out within the next week or so, probably next 3 days. But yes, we will see you guys next time. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
And we're clear.
Oh, that was a hot mess.
Yeah, a little bit.
At least we got some answers.
I was hoping you guys got to Wednesday. I've done so much Wednesday prep, but no. Christ.
We are
It's only- it's still-
investigating with a
It's still
fine
only
tooth
Monday.
comb, okay?
It's still only Monday. Okay, granted, it's Monday evening, but
I want to know everything so that we can solve this before something bad happens, okay?
I think the bad thing's happening ship has long
Yeah,
sailed, made
Yeah,
several
well,
ports,
before
and
more
honestly finished its first circumnavigation of the globe at this point.
Well, time-wise, it's been a day pretty much.
mm-hmm.
I've scheduled things out, but at the rate we're moving, I might have to. I've overestimated on my time, and I'm going to bring things forward because this is not carrying on.
No. This is fine.
I can see where he's coming from.
No, because if we rush through all of the days, then we're just not going to be very thorough in the investigation.
We've had 3 sessions on the
For
exact
one
same
day.
day. That's 8 hours. We've almost done. We've played the length that you guys have actually been in the day.
I don't think that's a bad thing.
Okay, you've never DM'd, have you?
No.
Yeah.
If you think a D&D party could have travelled an entire world in that time.
We have.
Done it, yeah.
we have. Oh,
We did 1 4-hour live stream on 1 battle.
that's true. That's very true. But then, the next thing we travelled 3 days hike.
Exactly.
So it evens out.
But this
does.
isn't D&D.
It's not
Yeah.
D&D, and it is more realistic. But at the same time, it's
Bored.
not a game of. Yeah.
And we've still got the night of day 1 to go.
Bored.
Well,
Yeah,
the
all
next
these
thing-
illegal activities we've
We
got
may be
lined
breaking
up.
into a church.
There's 3 things we might break into.
So the funeral is actually on Tuesday instead of Wednesday.
No, it's on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Let's just see if we don't get cancelled by accidentally being,
I just completely forgot this has been 1 day and 2 sessions, 4 sessions, because that was session 4. And you've been here since, 5 o'clock in the evening the previous day.
been here
And
24
you've-
hours
Yeah, more or less.
and played for 16.
Well,
But
it's
included
3.5
sleep.
hour
Yeah,
sessions.
yeah.
3.5
But
hours,
we
so
haven't
it's 14.
we haven't for the entire time been here, including sleeping. Like not including sleeping, we've played about the same amount.
Yes.
I don't see where the problem lies.
So are we gonna get to case 2 sometime in the winter of 2021?
If you fucking make it, I might have died by then. Christ. It's good, but at the same time, it's like
Yeah, we
I
want to get
want you to
somewhere.
get to the exciting stuff.
This is exciting. We're investigating.
We haven't even tentacled yet.
I don't
Oh my
want to
God.
rush the investigation because if we
Speak
don't
for
solve the
yourself.
case, I will be very very, very upset. Okay.
There is also a chance that there's people in town or who aren't in town right now that you need to finish the case.
Like maybe Lord Bexley.
Not particularly him, but there's others, and there's also people on the search and things that you haven't met yet, or people.
That was my next point going to do.
Yeah, it's like
I have information on Mr. Rowe. So that's all.
I have a terrible idea I need to do in the church ground.
Is it better or worse than what